intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to The Voice of the People. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! I'm ready!
You know the saying, stay hungry, stay humble. I'm hungry, I'm humble in defeat, and I'm going to remain humble in victory. This is it, right?
Dazn Productions.
I just wanted to put on a great boxing masterclass and also show the sweet science of this lovely sport. Man, the first time was so nice, I had to do it twice.
I'm prepared to the best of my capability, and I pray that I get the win. Look at it, like, I love Mike Tyson, how he came into the game on some different kind of vibe. You know what I mean? It takes a crazy man to want to fight, you know what I mean, day in, day out. A hardcore sport, as you said, no silk shoes.
Ain't no other sight in the game to see the boxing boys.
Good morning, TBV, and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another jam-packed morning edition. And I say jam-packed because we got a couple of more interviews scheduled. We didn't reschedule none of the guys for Monday, but we're back with Tuesday's guest list, which should be Frank Smith, CEO of Matchroom, and WBO champion Shakur Stevenson of Newark, New Jersey, signed to Top Rank, managed by James Prince and Andre Ward. But today we will be discussing Whyte's media tour. I love the way Sky Sports does it. You know, they give you fragmented pieces so you can stay hooked. Every day they leak a little more and make you want to discuss a little more of what they spoke about. And what did they speak about? Well, Dillian Whyte believes that Anthony Joshua will never be the same fighter after that Andy Ruiz Jr. defeat. And I think that he's right. I think that we've seen him come out in that Vladimir Klitschko style. I think that we've seen him now on 3 separate occasions as early as yesterday, which was a show I wanted to do, where he came out once again and asked Tyson Fury, he said, look, call me champ. I'm ready to go. But then he deleted it. So I guess his team is like, yo, chill. No more with that helping Fury bullshit. You're looking like a weirdo. That being said, I think he wants to hang around the boxers. I think he wants to continue to make the phone calls to the Vladimir Klitschko's of the world and hang with the Tyson Furies of the world because he is going to be a different boxer. And I don't think there's anything wrong with him being a different boxer, but we'll get into it in further detail. And I mean, that's just my interpretation. I'm sure Mike will have a different angle, which he's here from Indiana. Gross the Boss, you already know. If you want to call in, give us your opinion, 142-569-5241. Press 1 time. Voice your opinion right here on the Voice of the People hotline. Join everybody else on Skype already, added in from everywhere in the world, and you can also talk on the show live.
I speak it, believe it, receive it. Speak it, believe it, receive it. Speak it, believe it, receive it. I can't say it enough. I speak it, believe it.
2 attempts, handed bands over. Sicko hit, shot and miss. 2 to stand over. Breadwinner, huh? Look who in the building. Let me check my Instagram. I might be at 1 million.
And I'm in.
BoxingWords.com. Yo. Good morning. And shout out to everybody out there in the TBV universe. Back with another one. Dillian Whyte making the news again. The man out here doing a motherfucking more press than a president right now. But do I agree Anthony Joshua would not be the same fighter that he once was or something like that? Possibility, you know what I'm saying? I think it's called evolving, you know what I'm saying? If you're the same fighter that you was when you started, then you haven't really evolved in the boxing game. And it seems like AJ's adding little wrinkles and little levels to his arsenal. Now, as the question is going to be asked, do I think we'll ever see that Joshua that we got from Charles Martin and Vladimir Klitschko again? I would say yeah, because styles make fights, and we never know how these fights and styles can play out. But we'll get into that and much more. What's going on next, man? Good morning to you.
What up, brother? Good morning. And I think you're right about that. I think, it depends who he's going to face. And then we might see an aggressive Joshua versus, I think, a Fury and a Wilder. he'll, take a few rounds to figure it out, circle around, do the Vladimir Klitschko thing. But Dillian made a good point. It's like, this ain't the first time we seen this. We seen this with Joseph Parker. We seen this with Carlos Takam. Like, we were already criticizing him for those performances. But now, and that was before knockout. So now he's going to be even more cautious. The thing is it going to turn boring? Because that last performance was boring. But his fans, they won't ever call it that because it's like, yo, he had to do what he had to do to get the belts. And they're absolutely right. But if he continues in this fashion, I don't know. Would he get that label like Vlad did of being a boring fighter?
I think when you look at the heights of those guys made for a difficult fight. I know Takim was like the first indication we got that, damn, Joshua, you know what I'm saying, ain't really doing too good against short people. Even he had his little trouble with Povetkin. Povetkin, I believe, busted his nose up and he was bleeding, but he able to get the finish. Joe Parker was a little bit more technical, you know what I'm saying, boxing light and it went the distance. So it's just like, man, like, those shorter guys in the heavyweight division, we seen Wilder have a little trouble with Spica for as long as that fight lasted, you know what I'm saying? These little short guys, and I don't mean little, you know what I'm saying, in the sense of them being little compared to me, but compared to the other heavyweights, you know what I'm saying? Those guys are very, very short. And I think tall guys, for some reason, have a little problem. We've seen Fury have trouble with SS Cunningham for as long as that fight lasted. So a lot of short guys, you know what I'm saying, give tall guys problems in this boxing. I don't know why that is in the heavyweight division. Maybe it's the quickness, you know what I'm saying, or something like that. But Joshua not the only person that I've seen have problems with guys 6 foot to like 6'2".
No, you're right. I mean, history teaches us Vlad's been stopped by all shorter guys. Like you said, Cunningham, a cruiserweight, 6'1" maybe, was able to drop 6'7" or 9 Tyson Fury, right? So it is historical. Shorter guys. Look at Tyson. He always get, but some of them find the answer, right? So he brought up Lennox Lewis after the knockdown, how he got cautious, but his cautious nature is what got him, the win over Tyson, right? And any other short dudes coming up. But it is difficult, bro, because the shorter guy has better lateral movement. The shorter guy moves more. Heavyweights, they don't really move like Tyson Fury, you know what I mean? They're not on their toes. So, when you think of heavyweights, you think of two dudes, big, plotting, coming forward, and they're gonna bang. So when you get those styles like Fury and Vlad, it definitely adds wrinkles to the game, but perception-wise, it could get boring. I'm going to be honest with you. I never understood it. I wasn't one of those guys that hated on Vlad. I'm just being real. And until this day, I still give him credit because it's like everybody that he beat when we were saying, oh, the heavyweight division is boring, now all these heavyweights fighting him. You know what I mean? It's like Vlad's resume, like he lives on through all these heavyweights, bro. Honestly, like he's been there, done that. 60,000 seat arena in Germany, nothing. Let's do it. He's been a global icon. The dude married my TV sweetheart from Heroes, bro.
Heroes.
You know what I'm saying? Like he's been that dude. Him and his brother, ain't they like fucking political people?
I know his bro is. I don't know about Vlad.
Yeah, man.
I know his bro was.
And they're doctors. They're like literally doctors.
Dr. Steelhammer.
No, yeah, that's the nickname. But they literally went and got like their degrees and stuff. It's crazy.
Yeah, they got a doctorate. Yeah,
it's crazy.
I doubt they performing some surgery.
Yeah, I mean, ain't nobody saying all that. I mean, they could probably be psychologists. That's why he helped AJ.
My nigga Shaq.
Oh,
look at him.
Oh, he helped AJ with his degree.
No, man, but I totally agree, man. Vlad does get a lot of stick, but when you look back at it, you know what I'm saying? He got all these guys early. He got the Kubrat Pulev, the Povetkins, the
Bruh, and let me interrupt just to give you. Let me interrupt just to give you some backstory on that Pulev. My man, he did the Mayweather Marquez hook. Go back and watch it. Mayweather Marquez. He just lunged in, boom, left hook, dropped his big dumb ass. You never seen nobody do that to Pulev ever again. Again, it's like that. Like, he learned from it, so now he cautious as hell. But, again, a dude that's supposedly boring, that fights behind the jab, he dropped Pulev with a left hook, and we ain't seen nobody else do that. Just saying.
Yeah, man, and these guys are like still around, man. Samuel Peters, all these guys. The guys is like still around, and we got to give Vlad, you know what I'm saying, his credit when credit is due, you know what I'm saying, and give his flowers like why he can still smell it, you know what I'm saying. Even though he wasn't like the American heavyweight that talked brash and was all in the media, I mean, he still dominated the division for like 10 years. And through that 10 years, you know what I'm saying, he had his little ups and downs, but he came back and figured out a way to have a winning style in boxing. Like, if you have a winning style, no matter how pretty it is, we've seen Andre Ward not have a very fan-pleasing style, but it was very effective and it was very good for him, and it made him a Hall of Famer, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? He's not there yet, but he will get in. So I can't get mad at Vlad, and I can't get mad at AJ if he starts to take the same route. You know what I'm saying? As long as he still gets those knockdowns that Vlad got, you know what I'm saying, working behind a jab and things like that, I don't think we can be too mad at AJ. Just mix a little bit of that Andy with a little bit of that Vladimir Klitschko fight, and then we'll get the perfect guy.
Yeah, man. Yo, but Klitschko had hella names, bro. Hella names. Just the ones I know. I see Monty Barrett, Chris Bird, Francis Botha, Ray Mercer.
Chris Bird that beat Lennox Lewis, because shout out to my nigga CYP. He beat Vander, and he beat somebody else too. I think it was Mike Tyson or Vander, somebody. But yeah, so Chris Bird's a damn good name.
Hell yeah. Ray Mercer, Jamil McLean, Corey Sanders, Layman Brewster, Samuel Peters, Chris Bird again, Calvin Brock, Ray Austin, Layman Brewster again. Damn, how many fights he had with that motherfucker?
Brewster beat him one time.
He had 3?
Yeah, Brewster beat him once, so he had to come back and
he got knocked out. Tony Thompson. Remember, Tony Thompson made his name off of beating David Price. You know what I'm saying? So this is what I'm saying. Like, yo, he had dudes on his resume. Look, Ruslan Chagayev, that's Lucas Brown's claim to fame and still pop positive. Yep. Eddie Chambers, you know what I'm saying? Thomas Adamek, biggest win at heavyweight. Samuel Peters, fucking not legend on the legend, but legend like we ain't gonna forget him. We ain't gonna forget him, you know what I'm saying? David Hay. Even Mormick, yo, I watched that fight. I wonder what happened to Mormick, bro. He wasn't that bad. He looked like a spawn partner in there, but he looked like he reminds me of Attack'em. Like, dang, he got 6 losses. He just lost.
Talk about short guys fighting tall guys, but that damn Hay fight was.
Oh, that was horrible.
Bad. It was bad. He kept on getting pushed down and falling down, and I'm just like, my nigga, like, throw a punch at this nigga.
Look at this, Maurice. I mean, damn. Yo, he really fought Pineda before Fury? Holy shit.
Get out of here.
Word is born. Francisco Pineda, the one that fought. Holy shit. Yo, Vlad officially is the heavyweight division. He's birthed everyone. How the fuck he even fought your tune-ups? God damn, Povetkin, Alex Leopold, Pulev, Brian.
Leopold?
Yeah.
He fought the one that Joseph Parker fought?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Brian Jennings too. Luis Ortiz biggest win. Tyson Fury, AJ. God damn, my man got 69 fights?
Shit, 20 of them got current goddamn boxing on that motherfucker.
70 fights in the heavyweight division. You know. You got to get that's yo, you know, I probably was. I ain't gonna sit here and say I wasn't one of them dudes saying he was born. I probably did join in that fun, you know what I mean, to tease and shit. But like this dude's
man,
first
you
ballot.
With me, come out, HBO dropped it, man.
They did drop his ass. I ain't no lie. Go Google that shit. They dropped his ass like a motherfucking bad habit, like a carton of cigarettes. Listen, but damn, he first ballot. He's first ballot.
Yeah, Absolutely.
He's first ballot, like
He reigned 10
unanimous
years, my nigga.
too. Everybody gonna be like, yes, yes, yes. He back-to-back losses though, man. He itching for a rematch. I never reported on it, but I seen him. I think it was around Christmas time. He was like, "Hey guys, what do you think? Klitschko Wilder, Klitschko." He had a whole bunch of posts. Like, let's see which one they want the most. But I like him, man. How old is he now? He was born in 76. Oh, he young. He young.
43.
Bruh, he young. And look, we the same height, right? He taller than me. He is 6'6", and he look way taller than 6'6". I'm telling you, I've been next to him for the Boxing Writers Association. He's big. And his 245, you know, like I said, he got six-pack. He definitely should come back. For real.
If he decide to come back, somebody gonna back up that truck for him. He got a 2-fight deal for you.
Hell yeah. He don't gotta come back to the top. He could come back to like some of them young guys. Look at that. I mean, shit. We didn't even know he fought Pianeta. Nah, bro. Listen. You gotta give a dude 43 years old. Listen, 43 years old, 2 losses, hasn't fought in 2 years. You gotta give him a 5-fight deal like you gave Gennady. Listen, wait, just listen. You gave Gennady. I ain't saying give him $100 million, even though he's worth it. I'm saying you gave Gennady the first tune-up was who? Derevyanchenko? No, he fought somebody else before Derevyanchenko, right?
My boy Steve Rose.
He fought Steve Rose. That was the tune-up. Now he chose to go into Derevyanchenko because of the vacant title. Mm-hmm. Okay, so if they let him do that, and again, Derevyanchenko until that day. We wasn't thinking Derevyanchenko was a threat. We thought he was a good fight. He wasn't a threat. He made Gennady look old that day. So if you gave him 2 tuna, now you about to give him Sedimenta on that deal. The fuck? You know what I mean? So you might as well. Listen, Triple G probably going to be first ballot too in a couple years, but he ain't never going to be Vlad. So you definitely should give Vlad that money. Heavyweight division booming anyway. I would rather give it to Vlad and give him 3 tune-ups than say, yo, you know, AJ Wilder or Dillian Whyte, AJ. You know what I mean? It depends who signs them. But yeah, take 3 tune-ups and then finish off with 2 of my top guys. If you go to PBC, take 3 tune-ups, finish off with Wilder, and then if he beats you, you finish off with Kovnacki and it's over for you. Imagine Germany versus Poland in New York City. What? Bruh, he got money on the floor. But
yeah, I give him about 4 fights, 2 tune-ups, about $10 million each, and then have the fight that we want probably be an AJ fight with him. You know what I'm saying? That they can make that to a big fight. You know what I'm saying? Do all the things, and or have that AJ fight for him at the end, and let him get one of those Dillian Whytes or Joseph Parker's, you know what I'm saying, on his resume. I think Vlad, if Vlad decides to come back, I know he's been poking around his head for about a year now with the social media posts and things like that. So if Vlad decides to come back, I think it's good for the sport of boxing and it's good for the heavyweight division, even though he's been off, you know what I'm saying, a couple of years, you know what I'm saying. He's still a name and last time seen in the ring. He gave AJ damn near all he can handle, you know what I'm saying? His brother was mad at him mad at themselves because they told Vlad to hold off a little bit and let AJ get more tired, but they let AJ get his bearings back and he was able to stop Vlad. But Vlad had him. Vlad had him on the ropes. Like, I know we forget him and we just want to know what I'm saying, go by the result, but Vlad had AJ gone on them ropes, man. Like, AJ was over there talking to him like, man, you better not let me out this round. And we seen what happened. But if Vlad had a chance to, you know what I'm saying, make some real history, you know what I'm saying, that night. So I wouldn't mind seeing that again or seeing him against some of these top other guys in the division. Give him a good little tune-up, man. Let him come back and then let him shine.
Bruh, I seen somebody say, yo, they should have an age limit, and I get you. But my man lost in 2004 and then didn't lose till 2015. 11-year run. Like, chill, champ. Like, and he lost by decision to 84 punches between the two of them. His toughest fight was AJ, like, in a long time. So, like, he's already rested 2 years. He been paddle boating. He been paddle surfing for 2 years. He's good right now. He's all right. Listen, I'll take him and Dillian Whyte. I know, because I'm going to be honest, I know it's going to be Dazn and AJ, Dazn and Eddie that's going to get him. PBC ain't going to give up the money. They ain't going to do it.
This, man. If you just zone, man, like what fight?
Maybe Top Rank?
No, comeback fight, though. Comeback fight. Like what fight could we sell at the zone that make this shit right? You know what? There's a guy that we had on our platform that even though he won fighting, you know what I'm saying, he's a fixture, you know what I'm saying, especially with the YouTubers. And they got a little history, you know what I'm saying? Hey, if Shannon Mechanic can pass a test and get himself, you know what I'm saying, in like a good way, you know what I'm saying, maybe we can get Shannon and Vlad for his first comeback fight. And if you're thinking about Vlad, I see that fight like, man, Shannon ain't fought in about 4-5 years. I could definitely, you know what I'm saying, get that victory off my belt. And we got previous history. I know it was me just thinking, you know what I'm saying, but Shannon and Vlad for his first fight back would be great. And I wouldn't mind seeing, I swear to God, I would not mind seeing Vlad get another shot at Tyson Fury. Fury's been out here living off that Vlad fight for a long time and never ever gave Vlad a rematch. So I would love to see if Vlad and Fury could possibly like link back up and see how different that fight would be if Vlad was able to get a rematch, man. I think that's a damn good fight.
I mean, if you Top Rank, you sign Vlad, you sign Jarrell, you give Vlad the Bagdon Dinu comeback, Kurbret Pulev, Tyson Fury. I mean, Jarrell Miller, then Tyson Fury. You know, 4-fight deal, easy peasy.
And Pulev for to get knocked off anyway. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, we get some rumblings before that January 31st date. And also,
I mean, as a boxing fan, how would you feel about this? They got Brian Jennings. Would you take Brian Jennings as a rematch tune-up for Vlad first fight back? Or give me another tune-up? I already seen that.
No, shit, that's a good tune-up. No,
so then he could relive all rematches. Brian Jennings rematch tune-up. Kurbret Pulev off the AJ loss tune-up rematch. Then Tyson Fury rematch. And if he could get through that, Jarrell Miller, unless you do it backwards to build him up more in America versus an American before he fights Fury.
Yeah, I think in a sense, man, I think you only give him one tune-up. I think two was a little bit too many, but if he can negotiate it, then that's cool. But I like to see the
they gave Fury 2 tune-ups.
Man, I know, bro.
And remember, his tune-ups are gonna be Jennings and Pulev. That's not bad.
I doubt Vlad comes back and just know what I'm saying, based off the prestige of Vlad. I doubt he comes back and say, man, I want a tune-up. I want 3 tune-ups. I want 2. I think he say, hey, man, I want 1, and then I want these big guys. I want the Wilders and the Furies and the AJ. Like I ain't come back to motherfucking fight these lesser guys. I'm saying I came back to fight the guys who got the belts, the so-called lineal champion, the WBC champion, and so on and so forth.
Well, if all goes well, January 21st, we'll have his trainer on the show. And I mean if all goes well because his trainer is on the East Coast, but he will be flying back to the West Coast on the 21st. But we're hoping we can still connect. Jonathan Banks, trainer of Vladimir Klitschko and Triple G. So, you know, we can ask, is he at least still sparring and staying busy? And we're definitely going to have Frank Smith on today. Just got the confirmation. He just texted back and said we'll speak at that time, which is the time of the interview. What's today's date? The 15th? So, yeah. So today we have Frank Smith, and that should be at
10:30.
10:30. Mike
10
is
o'clock
right.
we're supposed to have
and then Shakur in another 30 minutes. I've sent them a few, hoping he's up, man. These guys do not wake up.
It ain't that, man. These guys be on that 2K all night, man. I know Shakur, man. I know he probably was up last night playing that 2K, playing online. You know what I'm saying?
He had to be because he answered me back like at 11. Like, yeah, that's a cool time.
That shit addicted, man. I had to turn my shit off yesterday, man. Like, man,
I seen him on his story posting like him and Crawford scores, right?
Yeah, brother. Boy, him and Crawford just run, but after the fight that night, Shakur went over to just run like, bruh, Trying to go on a 2K. Jerome like, bro, the hotel shit ain't got the HDMI cord ain't working out. Like Shakur, like shit, mine is. Come on, come to my room. I got you. So yeah, man, those guys are very competitive. Like those kind of things that I enjoy seeing. You know what I'm saying? I enjoy seeing boxers hanging out with each other. You know what I'm saying? Like building a friendship and seeing all these guys that I believe are going to be stars in the near future. You know what I'm saying? Just seeing their rise and their rise to fame. You know what I'm saying? Honestly. So big ups to Shakur Stevenson. Big ups to my guy, Jaron Ennis. Oh, man. You talking about a bombshell. I just seen a little article on Boxing Scene where Cameron Duncan was like, he doubt Crawford would take the fight with Jaron, but if he does, it'll be a one-sided fight. I started reading like, damn, he talking about Jaron like that. He don't think Jaron ready? Shit, he said he don't think Crawford ready. The speed,
yeah,
the
but
size.
you gotta remember, he's bitter. He was Crawford's manager, and Crawford left him, man.
I know, it's just a good storyline, though. I love it, though. I love to see, you know what I'm saying, him talking so highly of Jaron, because I believe the same exact thing about Jaron. He's going to be a world champion at the welterweight division sooner or later. But just to see him, you know what I'm saying, thinking that this guy is ready for Crawford or Earl, it is very, very intriguing. And hopefully, you know what I'm saying, those fights are closer than what they appear, man. I know Jaron got some things to do, but he's going to be highly ranked, and he's sanctioned bodies coming up. So we'll see how that plays out.
But how soon you want him?
Next year, 2021, you know what I'm saying? Don't let him build up his whole 2020 year as a legit contender, you know what I'm saying? Let us start to get his name popping, you know what I'm saying? Possibly, you know what I'm saying, the early next year, he can face a guy like Ugas or like Lipinets, you know what I'm saying, get a good victory. Hopefully by the end of this year, they'll put him in the ring with like Lopez or John Molina Jr., somebody like that to give him a certified name. But that Lopez fight may be a little bit more difficult than we think, because Lopez, he got an engine, he got power, and he got a fucking chin.
What Lopez? Josecito?
Yeah.
They took that?
I'm saying if they were to take it at the end of this year, I think by the end of this year, there'll be a fight that could do well for both fighters. You know what I'm saying? Like if Lopez,
I want to see that because Ennis is very slick and he likes to stay there.
But he got caught with that left hand over and over again.
Yeah, and that's why I want to see, him versus someone that has decent power. But let's open up these phone lines. We got about another 25 minutes before we start panicking if we don't hear from Shakur.
So we both agree that Dillian Whyte has some validity with his argument that possibly that AJ, we won't be seeing that guy that we seen prior to the first Ruiz fight.
Yeah, man. I think anytime you take a loss or you suffer adversity, you want to learn from it. And you want to not put yourself in that predicament again. So it's like you called it, evolution, man. Ain't nothing wrong. Ain't nothing wrong with, dog, if you getting hit with the left hook, ain't nothing wrong with picking up your right hand. You know what I'm saying? If you don't want to pick up your right hand, then that's just a problem with you and your ego. But there's nothing wrong with picking up your right hand. You know what I mean? If we've been criticizing, like, damn, this boy stay getting hit with left hooks, you should pick up your right hand. Don't worry about what the people saying. So that's what he doing. That's what he doing. He ain't worried about what Dillian Whyte got to say. He doing what he need to do to be back at the top of the motherfucking food chain.
My man out here on the waterfalls and shit with the cameraman in the pool. I'm like, well, AJ out here living his life, boy.
Yeah, under the waterfall.
Shit. Yeah, man.
Yeah. I just don't get why he always doing some shit that he regrets. He tweeted out yesterday.
Yeah.
A quit again, like, yeah, champ, I'll still help. Let me see what it is. Somebody screenshotted it for me. I was going to do a show, but since I couldn't find the original tweet. No, the original tweet, because he deleted it. It ain't the one I got don't got the time, and I don't really like it like that.
No, but I'm pretty sure somebody screenshotted that thing.
I ain't got connections to the world. You know what I'm
but
saying?
man, I think I don't think he regretted. I think his management and handlers like, bruh, like you putting yourself in a situation where You're gonna have to live up to that shit. And right now, we over here and we got things to do next week, and we got to
Yeah, yo, even the one I had has been deleted.
What?
Bruh, I'm telling. It was on boxing, sweet whatever, sciences. Oh man, they
Sweet
even
Scientist 2.0.
Yeah. They even deleted it. That's crazy. I'm telling you, boy, he went around telling you to take that shit down.
Is it real? Was it real?
Bruh, of course that shit was real.
Verified account?
Bruh, that shit is officially off my man's page.
Was it like the
that is interesting.
Eddie Chambers shit, you know what I'm saying? Was it verified? Was it like Eddie Chambers verified?
That shit is interesting. I don't know.
Everybody know what I'm talking about, man. Go back to about a year and a half. We got some check coming in from Brandon Maurice.
That should have been his tune-up. They had that little fake beef, right?
Yeah, the little crazy shit, man.
Eddie Chambers out here on Coach Anthony YouTube still looking like he got youth in his ass, though, right? You ain't seen him? Because Coach
That's
Anthony...
his son, though, ain't it?
What?
That was his son. It is Chambers Jr. or something. I don't fucking know.
I see him on Coach Anthony's YouTube channel. He uses him sometime to do like instructional videos, like, "Hey, yo, we're gonna teach you the 1-2," and it be Eddie Chambers.
Okay. Super chat coming in from Brandon Maurice. Jaron Ennis versus Ivan Golub is a fight to make. Who is Golub?
Hell no, man. Come on, bro. My man losing the Bucksino to John Thompson.
Him.
It's I think it's spelled Gloub.
Gloub. That's how Brandon spelled it.
Yeah,
Maybe.
Loub.
I don't know who that is, but if y'all want to
He's some dude that used to train. He was some dude, some Eastern European or something like that used to train with Freddie wrote. Man, dog, I don't know why he writing home about that, dude.
Me either. But yeah, man, go up to these phone lines, see what the people got to say about AJ and his new style. You know what I'm saying?
Like, how we go from Josecito to Ivan, though?
Yeah, that's a major
drop off.
Back pedal.
I gotta even see where Ivan at. Ain't he like a 140, man?
Shit, he was at 154 in that Bucksino, right?
He a Lou fighter.
Oh, he a Lou fighter?
Last I remember, we'll see.
Man, Lou got to get a better, man. I ain't even said a better deal, but he got to get on these motherfucking apps, man. Like Dazn, holla at your boy Lou. He got some talent, man. ESPN Plus.
Oh, Jamonte Clark beat him. So this is not the dude from the tournament.
If I was a little nigga, I'd do a deal with goddamn YouTube. Like, what's up, man?
Word is born.
What's up,
Word
man?
is born, right? Like,
come on with that shit, bro.
How isn't it more lucrative though for him to be on YouTube? I guess it's the copyright, maybe, because of I don't know, his settings is. But I mean, other people get that stuff cleared.
Yeah, man, you got ads.
Showtime gets it cleared.
Watch time, like. You can definitely put Stephen's Big Shot Show on you, man.
I just don't get the promoter. Like, don't they feel like their fighter would get more exposure?
Not only that, man, for motherfuckers who are interested in seeing somebody fight or in their past fight, what the first thing that they do? Type in their name on fucking YouTube. Come on, man. Like, put these guys on here. Like, I understand you want the people to be driven to UFC Fight Pass, but at the same time, bro, we ain't coming, man. Like,
but that's the thing. Now I figured it out, or at least I remembered. The reason he got UFC, because remember, they gonna give him a budget. Like, here, make some fights for us. YouTube ain't gonna do that unless
it's all on you.
Unless he do get a deal with YouTube and they want to somehow invest in the sports department, which I doubt. You know, they more about.
I don't know, man. Like they be doing like I was watching this YouTube show. The originals or some shit like that. That shit was hard. You know what I'm saying? So YouTube, they got a nice little film department on it, and I don't think it's too hard to stretch it to a fucking sports and
Yeah, but do they got a budget? Are they like Netflix? Are they giving out money to creators to create? And that's what Lou is at this point. He's a creator that needs a platform. So are they gonna give him money the way that Showtime, has like a $56 million budget to make fights? That's how they get Gervonta.
I think when you look at the next step to all streaming platforms, nigga, they want to have that live sports appeal. Like,
I get you, but DAZN gives Eddie a budget to make fights.
Yeah, I mean, YouTube gonna have to, you know what I'm saying, step it up and try to give people budgets too. Like, I'm sure I'm sure if we're talking about it, then somebody at YouTube has been brought it up to their people. So, just gotta see, you know what I'm saying, if over time it's gonna play out. But I definitely
The
think
thing with
boxing.
YouTube too is, they got hella analytics, so they'd be like, hold on, boxing? Nah, look, we only generate, 1 billion views a month on boxing, but we generate 14 billion views on makeup videos a month. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
and
So
kid playing with
they
toys.
like, nah, we don't want a budget because they got analytics out the wazoo, dog.
Yeah, bro, they definitely do. Definitely, I would just
They
sit
know
back
your
thinking.
age, they know how long you been there, they know how much you watching.
Well, if they understand all that, then they understand like YouTube for the boxing community is like second to none. You know what I'm saying? Like this is our sanctuary. You know what I'm saying? Like this is where we come to motherfucking get all our information, get all our motherfucking updates on fighters and so on and so forth. So if you see that and you're back in, nigga, create a motherfucking section that has YouTube boxing, bro. Come get what you need.
But what if that only generates 60 million fans worldwide, right? They're looking at it like, what the fuck? WWE has 56 million subscribers, so they get 156 million views. Because, no, listen, we got 100,000 exactly. I don't need to say the sentence. Like, it doesn't matter how many subs you got. Your view count is totally different from your sub count. You know what I mean? You don't got to be a sub to view. So I'm just saying, we might feel we got a number, but there's a reason they call us the niche sport. I'm not being pessimistic. I'm just saying, if we're looking for YouTube to give us money to put on fights, I think that's the wrong way. I think Lou needs to say, fuck the broadcaster money. Let me find it from sponsorships, right? Because now they're gonna be able to sell sponsorships internationally because the fights will be shown internationally. They won't be geo-blocked. So Mexico could see it. Ireland, every country can see it. You know what I mean? But there needs to be money. I think that he should have said, fuck UFC Fight Pass, I'm going to do a $5 membership YouTube thing, Because
been smart.
YouTube has YouTube, you could do pay-per-views, you could do all that. So they could have did, what is it? DeBella Entertainment. So DB1 Fight Pass. You know what I'm saying? Like, but he's got to be getting a budget. I'm telling you, just like Friday Night Fights, they were small. They was giving promoters like, hey, make this fight. You got to make 2 fights. You got to make a A-side and a B-side with 25,000. You know what I mean? So it's like,
damn.
Yeah, Friday Night Fights, boy.
25,000
Yeah.
A-side, B-side?
Yeah, boy. Yo, you think it's crazy? Yo, some people don't even get paid.
Nah, bro. I done done interviews with Richards. You know what I'm saying? He told me his first 15 fights, nigga, he ain't received no money.
There you
know what I'm
go.
saying?
Because
Blue check.
sometimes it's all about the bill. We got to get there, and you got to put in that work.
Just crazy, man, how this boxing shit is. But yeah, man, go ahead.
Yeah, man. Those are the final thoughts. Quick rant. We all over the place. We got another 15 minutes. Crossing the fingers that Shakur Stevenson wake up. He is a champ, but you got to understand he's still, like Mike said, loves them 2Ks, man.
Hey, man, he living his life, man.
Yeah.
Living his life.
Ain't got no fight, man. You got to wait for Warrington to say yeah. Warrington to say yeah. You know what I mean? So we can get this fight.
His job is to wake up and go to the gym whenever he feel like it. You know what I'm saying? So keep doing
And
your
he
thing.
stay at the gym. I seen on his story he was in the gym training with his younger brother.
That's what I love to see, man.
Young little brother.
Guys will really, know what I'm saying, live the fucking lifestyle of the sport, you know what I'm saying? And big ups to Chris Colbert, you know what I'm saying, coming up this weekend. And is the co-main or he the opener? He the co-main, right?
I don't know, bro.
And I definitely think he's the co-main for this fight, you know what I'm saying? Going for his WBA interim title. So big ups to Lil B-Hop, a.k.a. the Golden Child, a.k.a. Prime Time, a.k.a. the boxer formerly known as Chris Colbert.
That was funny.
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
Man, thank you, Black Fight, dude. Lou, if you're listening to my voice right now, MTK, if you listen to my voice right now, y'all two just come together, man. Y'all are a match made in heaven. I'm telling y'all. MTK got the connection to, you know what I'm saying, put you on ESPN Plus, you know what I'm saying, and Lou got the fighters for MTK Global, and I feel like those guys can do some good business together, and that possibly have Lou as they like their American, you
Yeah,
know what I'm
but
saying.
MTK Global is a management company.
Don't matter, bro.
And
Nigga,
Lou,
the way MTK coming,
yeah,
trust me,
but
nigga,
if you're
they ain't.
Lou, you know what MTK Global is, and you know that their biggest thing is ESPN. They wasn't popping till they got the deal done, and they only got the deal done. Hold on, they only got the deal done off the strength of Fury's back. They signed Fury the deal, sold them to the right hand of Wilder, and off that, they said, "Yo, we need some dates." No different than Canelo. Canelo got sold to to Dazn, and Oscar said, "Yo, I need some dates." Ain't no different. So
It don't matter.
For Lou is I'm almost done. So for Lou, he's looking at it like, "Yo, I don't need a middleman. I could go." You heard him on the show. He don't want to go to Bob because he got to give over control. So he can go to Bob. Why would he put a middleman to shorten his wallet?
Because going to MTK Global, you know what I'm saying, you're not necessarily giving your stuff over to them. You're still a promoter, and they're a management company. You know what I'm saying? They manage it. And the way MTK is coming on, bro, these guys are not going to be a management company for long. You know what I'm saying? I think they're going to turn into a promotional company, and they use Fury. Yeah, okay, use Fury to get our foot in the door. But since our foot got in the door, you know what I'm saying? We got Billy Joe Saunders, we got Warrington, and we got some more guys that I can't even think of right now. Josh Taylor, you know what I'm saying? So, man, look, bro. I think MTK Global is going to be one of those things we look back on in a couple of years and say, damn, people seeing how they did it, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully they taking notes, because I think they're going to be a big player in boxing in the upcoming years for years to come.
I'm not denying that, but the original argument is Lou needing them, and I don't think that Lou needs them. And here's more proof that Lou was right. MTK Global manages Josh Taylor, who they just lost control over. MTK Global manages Tyson Fury, who they have lost control over. And what I mean by that is that Top Rank is the end all be all, say all. And that is what's going on. When you got Tyson Fury saying, well, guys, all my fights are in America because of my deal, they took over, okay? They took over for Josh Taylor, okay? And they will continue to take over. Anybody they sign, they will be in control. They're not signing anyone to build them up in the UK. It will be a strictly U.S. signing, U.S. building. Top Rank, Bob Arum, and their proven matchmakers will always have the end-all be-all.
I don't agree.
I mean,
don't think
show me a deal. I'm giving you facts. Show me a deal that isn't that way.
Can I speak?
Yeah.
No. You gave me facts about them signing to Top Rank, not that Top Rank has a complete autonomy. You know what I'm saying? You didn't give me proof of that. Now, what I'm saying is, I don't believe as a management company you give away complete autonomy to a Top Rank and not have no say so in matchmaking or no say so in the direction of your fighter's career. If you're doing that as a management company, then you're not doing a good job.
I mean, I don't know what more proof you want. Does Frank Warren give us updates the way that he used
He's a promoter.
to? Exactly. And whose promoter was he?
He's a promoter.
Exactly.
MTK
And whose promoter
company.
was he?
I'm not bringing up promoter. I'm not arguing that. I'm saying as a management company, you still give your guy and Top Rank brings your guy or whatever fighters, know what I'm saying? And as a management company, you and fighters sit down and you talk about what fight you want to take. I believe that still goes on. I don't believe that
for sure.
Okay, and that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that Top Rank won't have the final say, but I'm saying that MTK Global as a management company still has a little input to their fighters on what they want their fighters to do. Maybe Top Rank will have the final say so, but at the end of the day, I think MTK Global will have some input on the career path of their fighter, Josh Taylor included.
Absolutely. But again, the original argument is Lou, a promoter, needing the management company to get their fights. This is your specific plan. Lou and MTK need to come together because MTK got the ESPN deal. Lou could put his fighters on ESPN Plus. I'm telling you, why would a promoter cut a deal with a manager to cut a deal with another promoter? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you.
That's all I'm saying. It just he'll go to he'll go to Bob direct is all I'm saying. He'll go to Bob direct.
Okay, yeah, he'll go to Bob direct. Gotcha. I'm gonna say, nigga, we see promoter deals all the time. But yeah, if you're gonna do that, then you go direct to the source, and Lou said he's not willing to give over everything to Bob. So
and based off Al Heyman's business practice, right? The manager doesn't even want the promoter. They don't need him. You know what I'm saying? He's like, why do you need a promoter? You giving that percentage to do what?
Yeah.
So, again, it's just I don't know. You know, it doesn't mean that it doesn't work out because we see plenty of fighters with managers, advisors, and even promoters. And in the case of Big Baby and others, multiple promoters. So, you know, but again, if we going off the business practices of Al, he tries to minimize that for you. He tries.
Heard some rumors about Big Baby, boy. That nigga wildin'.
What kind of rumors?
Got in a little, I guess, disagreement or something at the last fight or some fight, or whatever.
He got into a disagreement?
Yeah.
With a fighter?
Nah.
A female? What? You
I'd
all?
rather not.
He gonna bring it up, y'all not to bring it up.
I'd rather not say no names, don't say, but I'll tell you out there.
All right. What's up? We got 6 minutes. Still no word from Shakur, man. I hope he don't eat into Frank time because I want to talk to Frank.
Me too. Let's go ahead and get out to these callers, man. We already played the sponsors and things like that.
All right. We got J-Mac Boomerang.
J-Mac. Yo, good morning, J-Mac.
I guess he's just listening, so we're going to Stainless in Detroit.
Motherfuck murder, mayhem, last words of the stainless. Told you I would kill you, squeeze after I aim it. If you're talking money, then you speaking my language. Or shut the fuck up in grown folks' conversation.
Yo, TBV, what's good?
What it do? Good morning, Stainless.
What up, Mike? Happy Wednesday to y'all.
What up, homie?
Yeah, I think JT and Trey had a call come in or something. That's why he ain't answer. Onto this business. So Dillian Whyte talking shit again. He ain't got nothing to do, huh?
And just give
I wouldn't call it talking shit. I mean, you know, he's being interviewed. The Sky Sports just baby feeding us his quotes.
Yeah, he's getting this insight on AJ.
Yeah, Sky Sports need to stop doing that. Dillian Whyte need to focus on being in the gym and stop focusing on doing interviews. He's still looking flabby and sick right now. On this AJ thing, man, maybe I'm a dick for this, but if Eddie Hearn, I know you probably got somebody listening. Why don't you let AJ come over here and do an American tour? Like, not even a fight, just to come around, man. I really hope that he comes to that fight, too. Wilder Fury, too. You know what I'm saying? I think that'd be a good look for him. You know what I'm saying? I want to see the dude out there. We talk shit all day back and forth, and we rival, you know what I'm saying, from continent to continent, but I'm a fan of boxing, so bring your ass over here. Dillian Whyte, I can't stand you, but bring your ass over here too, man. What's up with an American World Tour? Let's get that going. You know what I'm saying? That's all I got for now, man. I'll boomerang back in. You know what I'm saying? Peace.
See, that triggered me some right there, man. Sky Sports needs to stop it. Actually, I love what Sky Sports is doing. Yeah. I love the fact they sat down AJ with that Wilder video. I love the fact that they asking Dillian Whyte about Wilder and AJ and things like that. I love what Sky Sports is doing. Like, this is helping boxing. This is out here giving people headlines and articles and shows to do. You know what I'm saying? So, Sky Sports, man, keep that shit up.
Mm-hmm. They definitely keeping the momentum going, man, and keeping that storyline there. We're going out to the UK.
rematch. Come on.
Oh, what's going on, peoples?
Coyote, what up?
Coyote, what's going on, man?
Yes, good day to be alive. Listen, I think Dylan is right. I think AJ is definitely gonna be a lot more cautious. I mean, you don't want to get knocked out brutally or beaten up brutally like he was when he fought Ruiz. So he's definitely gonna work on his defenses. He's gonna be more defensively responsible. I still think that he's going. I mean, styles make fights. Depending on different fighters, he's going to employ different strategies. So I'm expecting, for example, when he fights Pulev, I'm expecting him to go out and
man, you know he gonna turn into Floyd, man. He ain't got no chin. He gotta work on his defense better. He gotta be in that shell, that Philly shell, that guard, high guard. You know what I'm saying? He gotta guard his chin.
Mike, one of these days I'm actually going to go on the website and actually buy one of those shows and talk about AJ's chin. Like this whole narrative of AJ doesn't have a chin.
You will lose. Don't
actually
look
a
here.
bit.
Cut it. I don't want to tell you don't waste your money, guys. I love TBV. You know what I'm saying? So spend that shit. But don't. We're gonna kill you on here, bro. Like I'm gonna sit back and let this kill you, cause I'm gonna sit back and laugh, Joe. And say, bro, don't bring up this man's chin, man. We seen a guy who was eating Snickers his whole life, you know what I'm saying, knock him out. That's what he eat for his pre-workout meal, you know what I'm saying? That's what Andy do. Pre-workout, post-workout, nigga Snickers.
CYP Boomerang.
What up, CYP?
Yeah. Good luck on that show, homie. Trying to take a victory. All you're gonna do is get UK'd, which means take a L. All right, look, I need 3 minutes because I got some news, right? So I have to admit, man, I was wrong. My man Gamboa, he did fully tear his Achilles. It's a grade 3 rupture. We don't even know how he was walking.
Too, man.
Hold on. Before you apologize, listen to this. The doctor is a Florida doctor, Florida-based doctor.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
Listen, this man Gamboa waited 2 weeks to get an MRI on this torn, I can't walk on Achilles, which I've been in the athletic field half my life. I have seen dudes in 24 hours go get their knee MRI, a sprained ankle MRI, a bruised knuckle MRI, a cracked rib. This dude is walking around. Who knows how he can walk? He's literally for 2 whole weeks before anybody in his crew, his family, his organization says, hey, man, go get an MRI on that limp or something. I find it really funny that it took him 2 weeks to go get an MRI on something that he said was ruptured the day of the fight. That's crazy to me. So I guess I'm wrong based off of that. If y'all believe that man really ruptured his Achilles in that fight, good for you. The doctor said he did 2 weeks later. Crazy. Now let me cook on this AJ shit. It's no disrespect to AJ, man. Y'all need to stop taking everything. I ain't talking to you two, talking to the listeners. Stop taking everything about AJ as hate. The man isn't going to be the same. Once you get knocked out like that and then you come back and don't fight the same way, you are telling us you're a different fighter. And it's funny to me that everything Dillian Whyte says negative about Wilder, y'all believe. But when it comes to about AJ, he's a damn liar. Do me a favor. You know what I'm going to say. Keep that same damn energy every time Dillian Whyte talks. Don't just pick and choose because it makes y'all look like sore losers, weirdos. My bad. It just makes y'all look like Brits. CYP out.
Man, I was going to say that shit too. I was going to apologize to Gamboa, right? I'm sitting back thinking like, man, this nigga down in Florida, bro. I seen all kind of Florida doctors down there, but they get him a little bread, nigga. They'll write down anything on the goddamn MRI. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, his shit ruptured. Yeah. So I don't know, man. I don't know where I stand, man. Maybe Gamboa just like a very, very tough guy. You know what I'm saying? I seen Kobe tear his Achilles and walk off the court. You know what I'm saying? But he went on and got his shit fixed. But Gamboa waited 2 weeks. Maybe he's just tough, man. Like some guys just built different. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he just built different. But with this AJ shit, man, look. We seen boxers, you know what I'm saying, put wrinkles in their game all the time. You know what I'm saying? Styles make fights. not gonna say this is how AJ's gonna fight here going forward, but I think, you know what I'm saying, AJ is probably gonna be a little bit more smarter, you know what I'm saying? Having been knocked out already gives you a higher level of caution.
Well, no answer on Shakur. Looks like we're gonna have to do an evening, and we're gonna have to just get certain guys on the evening, man.
That's what I
Freaking
told you, man.
sucks.
Just create like 2 days out the week where we do evening, well, 3 to 5, you know what I'm saying, around that range, kind of shows. And book
I
those
like
guys
to
in.
work. I like to work 8 to 5. You know what I'm
Me too.
saying? Get off at 5, only if it's something popping after 5. But damn, bruv.
You going to see your boy Danny?
Who? Alvarez? I was talking to him this morning.
Garcia, man.
You know I don't go to fights, man.
I'm talking about like going to press week, you know what I'm saying? I ain't going to fight, but hey.
I don't do that media.
Danny, you
I
know
don't do
what I'm
that
saying?
media scrum shit.
Yeah, I feel you.
I don't do that shit no more. Dog, like I ain't paparazzi, man. I ain't like fuck, man. You know what I mean? You got Kanye out here beating dudes up with cameras, like.
I mean, do you see Kanye fall off the horse?
Got Neil Thorne. Yeah, I seen that. I didn't know that was real though. I thought 50 was
not
trolling.
real, but it's always like.
Oh shit, Shakur right there. Hold on.
It's not like a good narrative to go with. I know it's not real, but goddamn Kanye West was on to get a horse inside church. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how they got the fucking horse in church to begin with. I don't know why the thought process of putting a horse in church. So, but yeah, man, my man had a horse in church. Man, fell off that thing. That shit was pretty funny, man. The internet, bruh. Internet is so unforgiving.
Mike, I got the
Young greatness?
WBO champ. Yes, I do. Young greatness on the line. Let's see where he's at. There we go. Good morning, and thank you for taking out the time to come on the show. WBO champion, Newark, New Jersey's own Shakur Stevenson. Thank you so much for taking out the time and to come on Boxing Voice, talk a little bit of boxing. We have a ton of questions from the people for you. But first and foremost, congratulations, obviously, on the championship, and Happy New Year.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
All right, so I'm going to turn it over to my co-host, Michael Gross in Indiana, while I pull up the questions from the public.
Hey, what's going on? Shakur Stevenson, man. Hopefully everything's going good with you.
Everything good, just working, just training. That's all.
Yeah, man. So, take me back to this weekend, man. You see, I seen you was at Jerron in his fight, you know what I'm saying? And Cliff Shields' fight. Just talk about the atmosphere and how impressed you were with those two getting the victory.
I wasn't really like I kind of like expected that. I've been in the gym with Boots, so I kind of expected that already. Like I was impressed, but I kind of knew like what was up. I was just there supporting him.
Who won after the fight, you or him?
You said what?
Who won after the fight, you or him?
At what?
2K. I heard y'all talking about it in the interview. No, don't tell me he beat you now.
Nah, he ain't played me. I told him come on. He ain't never come.
Already. What's the biggest difference, you know what I'm saying, since you became champion? Like how has life changed? Like what has gotten better? Has more people came out the woodworks, you know what I'm saying? Yo, what up, Shakur? I'm your lost cousin.
I think the biggest difference, I don't really think it's that much of a big difference. I think that most things that been happening lately, I feel like I've been getting a lot of hate. Honestly, I feel like whenever I get on Twitter and stuff, it's a lot of hate. Like I feel like people be saying I'm running from this one dude and all types of stuff. So I think that's really been like the biggest difference.
What dude you supposedly running from?
Warrington. That's what they said. They said I'm running from Warrington.
What? But you called them out in your post fight, and from everything we read, the negotiations are at least in place. You know, no one's accepted anything, but you guys are negotiating, no?
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
Whose idea was it for? Because I know, like from like what you said, like you wanted to go into the Warrington fight right away. But I think what's been coming out, they're gonna give you like an interim fight and then go into the Warren fight. Who idea was it to give you that interim fight?
Yes, Miguel Mariaga is the rumor or the headlines.
Yeah, I don't know who idea was it. I think that like my team ain't really want me to wait that long because Warrington wanted to fight all the way in May, so all the time to be waiting just to fight. And I'm a young up and coming fighter. I just won my belt. I need to be active, so.
What you think about possibly, you know what I'm saying, if the Warrington fight goes your way, which is I think it will, how would you feel fighting Gary Russell, you know what I'm saying, for that WBC belt?
It don't matter to me. I'll fight Gary anytime. I actually be in the gym with Gary, and I got a lot of respect for Gary. I came up in the gym with Gary, so I always go over there and spar with his brother Antoine. Antoine wrestled the Olympian, so I got a lot of respect for Gary, but it don't matter. Like, this is a business, so I don't mind fighting Gary. Gary already said several times he'll beat me up or something like that. So yeah. I smoke Gary wherever. Like, I don't matter.
Let me ask you this.
Gary's too small, man.
All right, too small for you?
Oh, Gary too small?
Yeah, he too small, man.
And he's trying. Have you and Gary been in the ring sparring before?
Nah. He say he sparred the brothers.
Okay.
Nah, I sparred him once.
Oh, you did?
I sparred him once. Yeah, I sparred him right before my Olympic trials when I was amateur. Right before my Olympic trials, we went 8 rounds straight.
All right. Damn. Let me get to some of these.
Last question, real quick.
Okay.
How would you see a fight with Gary Russell and Tank Davis playing out?
I mean that before that Gamboa fight, I don't know. Like, I kind of thought that Tank was a little big, but I mean, Gary's gonna come in shape. Gary's gonna come ready and prepared. So it's a big fight. I don't really know like who'll win. I think that's a competitive fight. So.
All right, the first one is from David Cadwell that says, what weight do you see yourself at when you reach your prime?
When I reach my prime, I see myself at 135.
Next one is from Christopher Riley. He says, after beating Warrington, would you unify with Gary Russell, or are you just going to unify then fight at 130 immediately? Because that is something you told us. You said you didn't want to stick around. You only wanted to actually fight Warrington and then drop the belt and move up. So how are you feeling about your plans now?
It's the same thing. I think that I'm a big 126 pounder, so about 2 more fights here, and I'm kind of ready to go out to 130.
All right. Next one is from Trav FDY that says, why didn't you enroll in the clean boxing program when you were with the WBC?
That wasn't me. Like, that was more like I'm gonna take credit for it too, but that was more a mistake on my team. Like, we ain't never fill out the paperwork, but we ain't know what the paperwork was at the time. But after that fight, my last fight, I was just in Vada with Joette. So it ain't like nothing crazy was going on. It was like a little lapse, and that's all that happened.
All right. And the next one is from N.O. in the New Orleans. He says, do you have... A lot of people got the same answer. Question. Do you have any plans on fighting Gary Russell in the near future? But you've answered that, so no need to... you answered it. If you want to keep elaborating, it's on you.
Yeah, I will. I feel like Gary gonna move up. Gary gonna also move up real soon. So I think that we're gonna end up being in the same weight class regardless. So it ain't like we got to fight exactly at 126. We'll probably end up fighting at 130 down the line. So
Real quick, Ness. I seen you go back and forth with Joette on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? You guys were going back and forth, back and forth. Was there at any point in time where you was like, man, let me just call this dude and see what he really talking about? And the reason I asked that, you know what I'm saying? Your boy Terrence, you know what I'm saying? He's like, fuck it, let me just call Earl and get this shit out the way. Did you and Joette ever have that, you know what I'm saying, kind of thing happen?
Nah, but me and Joette, thing was a little different than like Terrence and Eric. Terrence and L, like I don't really see no real beef going on. Like it ain't really like no. Like me and Joette wasn't really like cool. He not like cool with me, and I ain't really have his number or nothing, so it wasn't like I knew the dude ain't have no respect for me. Dude felt some type of way about me. He wanted to fight me, so we gave him what he wanted.
Have y'all buried the hatchet, or is it still that disdain?
I mean, I'm cool. Like I ain't tripping. I don't know what he got going on, but I'm cool. Like I ain't talked to him since, so I don't know.
All right, we got the next one from Rail in New Mexico. Says, you versus Tevin Farmer is a mega fight. Do you see that fight happening? And if so, will you be a boxer puncher off counter or aggression? Thanks for your time, champ.
I think somebody like Tevin to make me be real aggressive. I think that I would have to let my hands go a lot more and be the one who counter first and have a real good jab with somebody like Tevin. Like my jab would be like the main thing, but it's like an educated, strong jab to be somebody like him because he's gonna sit back and wait. So popping his head back with a jab and being as slick as I am already. So I think that'll be a good fight later on down the line too.
All right. The next one is from Lamont. He says, are you upset about the possibility having to take an in-between fight before your unification? Would you also unify again if the fight was offered to you instead of moving up? So I guess that means like if the Russell fight was on the table at 26, but you've answered that, or any other 100. And who else is at 126 with the belt?
That's all I know. Russell. Who the other guy?
Isn't it Burchell? No, Burchell's
No,
130.
it's Warrington, Shakur, Russell. Yeah. Because Leo moved up, remember? Because Leo dropped his and moved up, so I don't know who the other champion is right now.
I'll find it in a bit. But you can answer the first part, Shakur. He says, are you upset about possibly having to take an in-between fight before unifying with Warrington?
Yeah, I am a little upset because I kind of wanted to be unified in 14 fights. I wanted to win my title and come right back and unify, but it wasn't like an option, especially being that they want to fight in May and take a long time. And I don't know, this whole thing with them was kind of weird. They know I want to fight.
When I seen the headline, I was actually happy that you decided to take an in-between fight rather than staying out the ring for like 7 months. It'll be like 7 months out the ring if you take the fight in May with him.
Yeah, for sure.
So like you said, you're young, you might as well, get an in-between fight. I was hoping, I heard it was Madison Square. Don't you want to come back to Prudential, or you think you get more people in Madison Square?
I definitely would love to come back to Prudential, but New York like a second home. So Madison Square Garden is going to be where I'm be fighting at for a long time also. So I think that it's good to put me there, and I don't mind being there. Like it's not too far from home. It's like 15 minutes on the train. So.
All right, and just for the answer, you are the WBO, Josh Warrington, the IBF, Gary Russell, WBC. WBA was Leo Santa Cruz, who moved up to 130. Can X is the WBA regular.
Man, I seen I seen it say on there like it's still like Leo Santa Cruz still got the title or something.
Yeah, he still have it.
It don't even say like vacant.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. It doesn't
Wow.
because
I
remember,
don't understand that though.
because they're not the WBO. Only the WBO doesn't allow you to be champion in two different divisions. So Leo still has the option to come down.
So every other
Bruh.
title sanctioning allow you to be champion in two weight classes.
Bro,
Yeah,
Canelo got it at
Canelo got it
160.
at 160 and one and other
68.
champ. And he had 68 and 75 at one time.
It's over. I need me a WBC or IBS or something.
Yeah, man.
mean,
The good thing about the WBO though, right? Like, let's say you unify with Warrington, they'll say, all right, because you defended our belt and you unify with our belt, you have the option as super champion to say, I want to challenge Jamel Herring, automatically because you were the WBO 126-pound champ. That's a rule only the WBO has. But with the WBC, you could just petition. You just say, hey, Mr. Suleiman, you write the letter or show up to the convention and say, look, I'm the champ at 126 and I really want to face Burchell on my first fight. I want to make history. And they're going to jump on board.
Yeah.
All right, so back to the questions we got. The Earthquake says, yo, Shakur, I remember a while back you sparred Haney. I know, sparring is sparring, but that's how I learned about you two. And after seeing the great work, I've been wondering what would happen if y'all fought as pros. Now that you're both champs, have you considered that possibility?
I mean that me and Devin, we kind of like, it's weird because it's like we always end up like 2 weight classes apart, or he always end up bigger than me. So, I mean, I see that fight happening later down the line. If I end up growing and he don't grow no more, but I don't see him not growing no more. I feel like he's young and he gonna keep growing. So, Devin probably end up like a 54-pounder. So I don't know if that fight will ever happen, but it'll definitely be a huge fight if it ever do.
Since you know him so well, because I watch you all the time, because I gotta watch you to report. I see one day you walked into his hotel room or his room and he was sleeping. Since you know him so well, do you think he'll beat Ryan Garcia in the pros? Because obviously he's been real adamant about wanting that fight for 2020, and he feels like Ryan is scared because Ryan already knows what would happen. Same thing that happened in the amateurs.
I mean, I think that Devin definitely will beat him. Like with Ryan, I think Ryan is good. Like he's not. I think he's okay. Like I ain't really too sold on the hype. Like I feel like it's a lot of hype around Ryan, but I'm not really that sold on it, to be honest with you.
I think the better question is Teofimo Lopez and Devin Haney. If that fight was to ever happen.
Yeah, I think that's a better fight. Like that's a more actual real fight that'll be like, okay, 50-50 type of fight. Feel me?
Do you think T.O. gonna beat Loma? Because I got a sneaky suspicion, man, that T.O. gonna get the job done.
Man, you real crazy, man.
You sparred Lomachenko, man. You sparred Lomachenko, and I believe you also sparred Tio, right?
When you come back to this show, man, after that fight, keep that same energy.
Nah, I sparred Tio a long time back, and actually I like Tio. I think Tio hell of a fighter. I just know that Lomachenko is like he elite. He an elite level fighter, and people say all this stuff about him having tough fight lately, but I think that he's been he just moved up from 130 to 135 pounds. He really a natural 130 pounder, so I think that he kind of like growing into the weight class still. So I don't like be believing what everybody says. So I don't know who's gonna win the fight. I ain't gonna say too much because I like Tio. I think Tio a hell of a fighter, and I got a lot of respect for Tio, but I think that it's gonna be a major fight.
Again, you know the Haneys well. What did you think when they came out and they had their little campaign for like a hot 2 months after the Mexico convention with the WBC? It was like November, December. It was all about Haney saying Lomachenko's ducking him. He'll beat him. I'm a natural 35. He too small. His father saying, look, they ducking us. Why they don't want to fight us? How they calling us a little prospect? Why they vacated their belt? What did you think of all that?
I mean, I think Haney was doing what he was supposed to be doing. I feel like 1 minute everybody say like, oh, he doing it too soon, or Teofimo whenever he say Lomachenko name is too soon. But then you got people that's gonna say, well, Tank ain't saying Teofimo name. I mean Lomachenko name, and Tank this, and so 1 minute these people saying one thing like, oh, you running and you scared of Lomachenko, but then you got these young fighters like Tio and Devin that's like constantly calling his name. Like I feel like if I was in Lomachenko weight class, like me, if I was at 130 and he was at 130, I'll be calling his name too. Like I'll call his name nonstop, like until I get that fight. Like that's a huge opportunity to be somebody like Lomachenko. He type of fighter. You beat him, it'll turn you to a star. And I feel like them young fighters, they got like confidence in themselves. So I feel like when Devin was doing that, Devin was doing exactly what he's supposed to be doing. I think that when Tio was doing that, I think that Tio was doing exactly what he's supposed to be doing. They can say it's too soon, whatever you want to say, but we fighters, and this is a competitive sport. So at the end of the day, especially when somebody's in your weight class, only one man's supposed to survive. So.
All right, we got a few more. We can rush through these. We got Killer Kells in California says, what up, champ? I don't have a question. I just want to let you know I loved your sparring footage against Haney from a few years ago, and I think you are the only one under 140 that can give him a run for his money. So the next one is from, I have no clue how to pronounce that. Dowling Grasmus? No clue. Why didn't you sign with Mayweather a long time ago? You made an ambitious post saying you can't trust them, or, ambiguous post saying you can't trust them, or something to that effect.
Nah, I ain't never posted that. I probably posted that on my Twitter, but I never posted that specifically for Mayweather. Like, I ain't never say nothing like that. But I mean, I was just in a situation where I had a lot of good people around me, and they felt like that was my best move to make, and that's what really happened. Like I feel like the move that I made kind of was a better move for me in my career. So.
I'm gonna be honest. I absolutely think you made the better move. Like everybody know, Mayweather Promotions, fighters don't really get fights over there. So I say you made the better move. But I will ask, how at a young age were you not? I mean, this guy came, Floyd Mayweather Jr. came all the way to Rio for you. Like, how did none of that make the decision for you? How were you? Because that was a mature decision to be able to say, look, man, I get you're Floyd and I know you're Floyd, but this ain't the right decision for me. I just don't see how you wasn't blinded by the Mayweather-esque,
I mean, it definitely was hard. Like at that time, Floyd kind of was like FaceTiming me every day and like showing me like a lifestyle that I never seen before. And I was actually excited because I was gonna go to Vegas, drop his Bugatti, all types of stuff. So it was hard, but at the end of the day, I knew like my career was more important. Like I knew that Floyd also came out of the Olympics, and Floyd had his career, like he done his career. Now it was time for like my career, and I knew that I had to make the best move for my career. And with all due respect to like Floyd, I wasn't too sure about like what he had going on over there. I wasn't too sure like about his promotional company and all that stuff. So I didn't know any fighters besides like Tank or Bottle Jack, and that kind of like played a huge part too. And at that time, Tank wasn't really as big as what he is now. So
I remember the last time you was on. Oh my God, we supposed to get you out of here quicker than this. But I remember the last time you was on. You said the Tank fight is a fight.
Nah, y'all good. I'm good.
You said the Tank fight is a fight you want. You still see that happening? Or he's moving too fast too? Because you're also still at 126, and now he's 2 divisions above you.
Yeah, I don't really think he's a 135 pounder. I think that Tank, he just moved up to 135, but I don't think that he's a 135 pounder. But for sure, I think that me and Tank gonna be a huge fight later on down the line.
All right. We got SG Pass in Chicago says, when you beat Warrington, easy work. Are you moving up in weight? And if so, what do you believe will be your max weight class in your career?
I think 147 or 140 gonna be like my max weight class in my career. I feel like I'm gonna have a real long career in boxing, and I think that 140 and 147 would be my max weight.
Super Blue asked the question you already answered, but we'll just shout him out. He says, has Joet Gonzalez squashed oh, I guess you didn't answer this. Has Joet Gonzalez squashed his beef with you? Because you did say you ain't got nothing against him and you cool, but has he changed?
Nah, he ain't never reached out to me or nothing like that, so.
All right.
He ain't squashed his beef.
Cool. PC Jacobs asks, when do you think you'll make lightweight?
Probably in maybe wait, lightweight, that's 135, right?
I think it's 130, right? No, junior lightweight, you're right. So it's 135, yep.
Probably in the next 2 or 3 years.
Yep, 135. Just double checked it. So the next one is from Rafael Ramirez. It says, you ever think about visiting Vancouver, Canada?
Yeah, actually, I actually wanted to go there last year in like August. I don't know about Vancouver. I don't know where I was gonna go in Canada, but I wanted to go to Canada. Drake was having something out there. And, a lot of people was telling me to come, so. But I ended up not going.
Next one is from Mr. Sims. He says, what's up, champ? Seen you at the GWOAT fight for T-Rex. Wondering if you would be interested in that. You answered that. Gary Russell smoke because Warrington is easy work. You've answered that, but just quick shout out to Mr. Sims. Next one is from New Zealand. L-Dog, he says, can we get your breakdown for Vasil Lomachenko versus Teofimo? Keep up the good work. You kind of answered that, right? Or you think you want to do that?
Yeah.
All right.
I do it. I feel like Lomachenko a boxer, pressure fighter, and Teofimo is like a boxer puncher. So in the first 2-3 rounds, Teofimo is going to be looking for a big shot to set up, and I feel like as the fight go on, Lomachenko kind of like picks up the pressure, mentally, physically, kind of use his feet to get a lot closer and get inside and let his hands go. So I think that if the fight go 12 rounds, I think that Lomachenko got the better chance. But if the fight end early, Teofimo got the better chance.
We got Brandon in Cincinnati that says, do you watch Battle Rap? Arsenal from Newark just lyrically murdered Cassidy, and you and Ness should be proud. I already told him I'm proud of Arsenal.
Yeah, I watched some of it, but I feel like Cassidy was like, with all due respect to Cassidy, I feel like he kind of like, he wasn't right. It wasn't, I don't know what he was doing. I don't know what was going on in Cassidy's head, but I think that Arsenal definitely murdered him though.
We got the next one from Dominic in Seattle that says, hey, champ, what's your top 5 rap artists you bump, and keep up the good work?
Top 5, NBA YoungBoy, Kevin Gates, who else? Drake, Meek, and probably Rod Wave.
Okay. Info Joe in California.
You don't bump that new Roddy Ricch?
Yo, my son just
Roddy
put
Rich
me
cool.
on.
I like Roddy Rich.
Okay. Yeah, man.
I like Roddy Rich. Roddy Rich cool.
Yeah, he alright. I was listening to that.
Roddy was supposed to walk me out my last fight, man.
Oh, word?
That's why you left him off.
Yeah, man.
I'm fucking with him.
Shakur, the next one is from Info Joe in California. It says, "What's up, champ? I heard your mother named you after Tupac Shakur. I know he is not in your era of music, but have you ever listened to his songs? And if so, do you have a favorite?"
Most definitely. I always listen to Tupac. And I kind of don't really have a favorite, but I love Hit 'Em Up, too. Like, I love a lot of songs, but I love Hit 'Em Up because it kind of, like, turn me up, like, get me turned up.
And they went to the diss, so
The next one is from Jemmy. It's a question you've answered, just a little more aggressive about the Gary Russell. He says, "Are you gonna duck Gary Russell or move up to 130? He's called you out and said how easy it would be to take your belt, but you've answered that fight will happen at 130. The next one is from Stainless and
Man, hold up. I just want to say something. Don't ever say if I'm a duck Gary Russell. Like, what they mean by that? I ain't never ducked no fighter. Like, I don't know what they talk about. They talking crazy.
The reason is because Gary had came out and said, like, Slim got a belt now. They know to keep him away. If he wanted, I'll take that belt. Stuff like that, on his IG Live.
But you ever notice, they should also notice that Gary said a lot of respectful things when he talk about me. He said they talk about Tank, Leo, and all these other dudes. But he also said, I think Youngin the only one that actually fight me. That's exactly what he said. He said he think I'm the only one that actually fight him. But Gary never went out crazy and actually called me out. He called me out. He said something on IG Live where he talking about a bunch of other fighters too. So.
But Shakur, man, you gotta understand that same fan probably thinking Terrence is ducking Earl.
Yeah, I feel you.
Last one, Stainless in Detroit, who says, "Just want to say I'm enjoying your rise in boxing. Keep doing what you're doing and continue to surround yourself and be influenced by strong, positive black men. Don't ever forget, you're a hero to my son. So stay on the right path. And are you coming to the TBV Appreciation Party in May 2020 in DR?" Shout out Stainless in Detroit.
I don't know. I don't know about no party. But I appreciate that and everything they said, but I ain't never know about no party.
Oh man, Shakur, I want to thank you for your time. We do appreciate you answering all the people's questions. We appreciate how candid.
I can't let you go, man. I gotta ask him one more thing, bro. My partner, man, I tell you every time you come home, my partner Javier been wanting to play you in 2K20 for the longest. And he's starting to think that you don't want to play. I ain't gonna lie, Javier, he a beast on it now.
Man,
I don't know how good you are.
Where he based at? Is he in New York?
Alabama.
Nah, he in Alabama, so he trying to play online.
Oh, he in Alabama. He trying to play online. I don't like playing online. The server be kind of like slow sometimes. But when I get in training camp Saturday, we can run because I'm being a good Wi-Fi area.
I bet.
Shakur, man, thank you again for your time, brother. We appreciate you coming on the show. Wish you the best, and I hope that you get to, get that Mariaga fight and the Warrington fight the way that everything's supposed to play out.
Yeah, appreciate that.
All right, thank you. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Shakur Stevenson, WBO featherweight champ, 126-pounder from Newark, New Jersey. So happy and proud that he is from our area. So that being said, I want to thank all our Patreons that asked their questions, making it a great interview. Shout out to Jemmy. I was actually cringing when I had to use the word duck, but you brought the fire from the belly. I got to cut out and call my man Frank Smith since we all late with it, because we late with it. But we'll be back. Mike, you want to unmute? Take over, champ? Champ! Mike!
My bad. Yeah. Frank, man, look here, bro. I like Shakur Stevenson, man. Great interview. Uh, really, hey man, you sure brought that fire to me when you said duck. And another thing about Shakur is, man, like he wants like Gary Russell. He ain't shy away from that question. Every time y'all brought up Gary Russell's name, you know what I'm saying? He went right for it. Hold on, he said, well, he respectful when he said my name, you know what I'm saying? He don't go out his way to be disrespectful. So I think Shakur could stick around for a Gary Russell fight at 126. I think that's a good fight to make, you know what I'm saying, in that region, you know what I'm saying, New Jersey. I don't know how far that is from DC. I'm hopefully it's not that damn far, you know what I'm saying? You can put that fight, you know what I'm saying, in DC or in New Jersey or whatever, and that'll be a big fight. You know what I'm saying? The winner goes on, the loser got to rebuild. But I think Shakur, man, he got a real good head on his shoulders, right promotional company, and right people around him. Ward, Terrence Crawford, James Prince. So
Mike.
big ups to everybody, man.
Michael Gross. I hate to interrupt, but we do have. Is it CEO Frank or the VP? I say second in command, or are you third in command? Because we got old Mr. Hearn, right? Barry out there. But first and foremost, I want to thank you for coming on the show. I wish you a happy new year. And yes, man, thank you for coming on The Voice of the People and talking to myself, my co-hosts, and the people who have plenty of questions for you.
Happy New Year, guys. It's good to be here. Looking forward to a big year in boxing.
Mike, you want to take it away while I pull up the Voice of the People?
How's it going, Mr. Smith? My name is Michael Gross. How you doing this morning?
I'm very good, thanks. How about yourself?
I'm doing pretty good, man. My first question is, man, does Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. have another fight on Matchroom?
Not currently, no, but it's something. I know there was a lot of talk after the last one, and I think Eddie came out in an interview and said, let's see what happens. But it didn't, after the last fight, it didn't go down too great.
Seeing how y'all had last year, you know what I'm saying? You had the Jacobs and you had the Canelo, had the big fight with Andy Ruiz and Joshua, both fights. How do y'all see 2020 playing out? Like, what kind of big moves are you guys looking to make in 2020? There's been a lot of rumblings that Billy Joe Saunders could be in line for that Canelo fight. How far off is that? And what kind of big things can we expect from Matchroom USA and Matchroom UK in 2020?
Yeah, that's obviously a great fight you mentioned there, Billy Joe Saunders against Canelo, if that can happen. It's a massive fight in the division. Canelo obviously had some great fights last year against Danny Jacobs and Kovalev. It's an exciting year for us. We sat down earlier, went through the plans for our schedule. As you mentioned, AJ will be back out soon. And some great nights. We start not next week, but the following Friday in Miami ahead of the Super Bowl. A huge show there with Demetrius Andrade, Tevin Farmer, Demetrius Andrade against Luke Keeler, Tevin Farmer against Jojo Diaz, and you've got Roman Medvedev, as well as the Jake Paul Anderson Gibb fight. So it's a huge way to start the year. Follow through with that after Mikey Garcia against Jesse Vargas in a massive fight at the Star. But it's already a great start to the year, and there's lots to be planned for 2020 that you'll see coming out there. But we're very excited for it.
What was the thought process of making that Gibb and Paul the co-main event, and not making the Tevin Farmer and Jojo Diaz the co-main event?
We're still working through the running order now for the fights. We tend to actually finalise the running orders just prior to just after the weigh-in. But there's still some various talk on that. Obviously, with the Jake Paul fight, a lot of people has been spoken about, throughout. The numbers you can't hide from as to what it brings the event and the extra eyeballs that are brought on for all of the fighters on the card. But as I say, we're talking through all that now, and we'll follow up on that soon.
All right, we got the first one from Duolingus. I don't know. I can't pronounce it. He had a question for Shakur. We didn't know. But he says, what are your future aspirations? Matchroom is a family-run company that had turned into an organization. Do you have plans to start your own legacy in the future? With Eddie's blessings, of course.
To be honest, I'm enjoying the moment right now. It's quite easy to get lost and think of 5-10 years ahead, but I'm enjoying what we're doing. I'm very lucky. I've been given a good opportunity here. It's a great place to be, as you say, a family business and great group of people to work with. So right now, my focus is 100% here and keep growing the Matchroom brand, keep growing the Matchroom business. I like it too much, and as I say, I have a great relationship, and I've been given many opportunities, which I'm very thankful for. So, that's the long-term plan for right now. Is just keep building and keep going the way we're going.
How likely is it that Joshua Buatsi gets a title fight this year? And I heard that Eddie said that he want to make the Callum Johnson fight. Now, I think that's a very, very tough fight for both guys. And that fight, in my opinion, could possibly warrant a title on the line for it. How likely is that? And, how likely is it that Buatsi gets a title shot this year?
Yeah, very possible. I mean, it could have happened sooner. There was a chance that the IBF belt could have been vacated by Batavia, but that's now being promoted by Top Rank, Batavia against Meng. But hopefully we can get, if not this year, but early in the following year, a title shot for Buatsi. Callum Johnson's got a big fight, I think, for the European title. But that's definitely a fight down the line. But there's, Buatsi's still very early on in his career. He's still learning and developing. But he's going to be a huge superstar for years to come.
All right, the next one is from Brandon in Cincinnati, who says, how epic was the turn-up after AJ won the belts back, and have you recovered yet? Turn-up is a term for partying out here.
I've got to be honest with you, we didn't actually get out of the venue until about 4 a.m. because obviously the fight was very late over there. So the fight finished, I think, 1:30. Then we had the press conference. They have to do their doping tests. I don't think we left until about 4:30 in the morning. And we celebrated hard when we got back to the UK for sure. It was a great night. It was a great occasion, and all the work everyone had put into it. When you look at what had been created over there, it was one to remember.
Michael Carpenter came out yesterday and said that Eddie Hearn had made an offer to Andy Ruiz in the seven-figure ballpark. And I know seven figures, kind of is like a loose term. It can be $1 million. It can be 9.9. Can you give us a dollar sign on that seven-figure offer from Eddie to Andy?
No, unfortunately not.
Can we get a ballpark? I mean, 4 to 8, 2 to 6.
Is it closer to the first AJ purse?
It was good. It was a good offer.
Is it closer to the first AJ purse or the second?
It was a good offer. But let's see what he wants to do. He's got to come back now. He's got to come back after, he's seen the highs now, and this is I think it's a big fight for him to get straight back out there.
Has he?
It'll be a great fight, huge night again.
Was it only an offer to be staged in the UK, or was it an offer to include a US venue date or location too?
That would be a perfect Dillian Whyte debut in America.
It would be in the UK. Yeah, it will be in the UK.
So, would Dillian Whyte be considered the A-side in your opinion because Matchroom is making the offer, or do you feel that the fandom that Andy Ruiz garnered from the two AJ fights still puts him in the A-side position because of his demographic and market?
I'd say Dillian Whyte was the A-side in that fight.
Is the offer more than Chisora got in his second fight with Dillian Whyte?
I don't know.
Man, you should have been a politician.
Everyone likes talking about money too much in boxing.
Hey, man, I'm just trying to make sure that like
money is what gets these guys to say yes.
I'm the
I just want to
quiet
make sure the 7 figures is not $1 million, because if it's $1 million, then Andy is in his right to turn it down.
You should have checked on me before. I'm the one who doesn't say. Eddie's the one who you get a lot of secrets out of, because you know what he's like. He loves talking. I'm the quiet one. I'm like the quiet assassin in the background.
But Frank, I mean, what you could tell us is that no, there's no way Matchroom would make a $1 million offer to Andy Ruiz off the back of 2 AJ fights, right? So it's obviously more than $1 million.
It's 7 figures.
All right.
I'm going to be a politician once I finish with this.
No problem. I'm going to soften things up. I'm glad you took 3 weeks to come on the show, because you were going to do it in Bali, but we had a horrible connection. So I deeply appreciate that. I told everybody on the show, I just couldn't even believe that you were willing to do that in Bali. But once you said that, I kind of stalked you and seen your Instagram, and so I was torn for 3 weeks on how to ask you this question, because it's a personal question, but I think it's a story, one that I want to get out there. And I want to know, how did Frank Smith land the daughter and sister of 2 boxers not being a boxer? Do you have like an amateur background we don't know about? Because we found out Eddie had a couple of amateur. Like, how'd you do that? I mean, one would think, A, you'd be intimidated by the father and the brother, right? And B, they didn't, they'd be trying to intimidate you. Or C, she wants to date a guy that is a fighter.
I'm just very good looking and a good talker, apparently. That's what she says to me.
Hey, that works.
She said it's because I'm such a nice guy. 9 out of 10 with looks and a great talker. That's her words, not mine. Just before anyone thinks I'm being big-headed.
What was that first family dinner like, going to see the Eubank? Like, how was that? Did you get advice from anybody? Did you talk to Eddie first?
It took quite a while. It's an interesting. It was interesting back then. It was different because we used to work together, obviously. So for me, it was a little awkward. But now, it's completely. We don't work together. So no, it was interesting. It took a while before I met them.
If Dillian Whyte can't get the fight with Andy
That's good
Ruiz,
because she loves boxing.
I'm sorry about that. If Dillian Whyte can't get the fight with Andy,
Mike is all business, Frank. He doesn't care about your romance story.
He doesn't want to talk about it.
And Bali, shout out to them. Know what I'm saying? I love it. Know what I'm saying? Love is beautiful.
Doesn't want to talk about a love life.
Love is beautiful. Know what I'm saying? But Dillian Whyte, if he can't get the fight with Andy Ruiz, how likely is it that he faces Povetkin next?
Yeah, Povetkin's another very possible fight. That's a very likely fight and a great fight as well, I think, between the two of them. So that's another fight that's a possibility.
Was he also sent an offer? Or are you waiting to fully negotiate with Ruiz before sending an offer to Povetkin?
No, we work very closely with Alexander Povetkin and his team and World of Boxing and etc. So, there's lots of opportunities out there, but it just shows the man Dillian Whyte is, that he's willing to fight these top guys. Although he should have had his WBC shot a long time ago. He's willing to fight the top guys. Andy Ruiz.
How is that a great fight? Nobody knows him. He speaks no English.
Oh, you're giving him the Dillian Whyte quote.
I'm giving the Dillian Whyte quote. If it's good enough for him not to fight Luis Ortiz.
Which one?
Well, that's when Dillian Whyte was talking about Usyk and Ortiz. He said, no one knows them, that they don't speak English. But so does, Usyk, Povetkin doesn't speak English either.
Yeah, but Povetkin's been in a big fight against Anthony Joshua in front of 85,000 people at Wembley Stadium with huge pay-per-view numbers and huge numbers all around the world. And, been in some other big fights along the way.
So then...
Whenever, I'm not sure when he said that about.
I was just gonna say, if you're giving Povetkin cachet for being in the AJ fight, you got to give Ruiz more cachet in this Dillian Whyte fight. I mean, Dillian Whyte fought AJ and didn't do the numbers that Ruiz and AJ did in America or in Saudi Arabia. I think that maybe Ruiz is a bit more of an A side than a B side. Like, doesn't just the last pay-per-view with AJ trump all of Dillian Whyte's pay-per-views?
Well, Dillian Whyte's also a big pay-per-view fighter as well. He's had some huge nights on pay-per-view. He's a big star over here. He's a big star in the heavyweight division. So, but by all means, there's an argument that they've each done different things in the division, which means they're the bigger star. But it's a big fight, Dillian against Andy Ruiz. Andy Ruiz is obviously coming off the back of a loss now.
Do you believe in Ruiz? Like, you think he's going to be able to... Because, the last excuse was he couldn't get right in camp and he came in overweight. Like, is it a bit of a gamble at this point, at least in your eyes, from a business perspective?
I don't think so. And also, it's after the loss, he made excuses. But, I'm sure he was in camp. Why would you not be? You got this opportunity to even further your legacy and make a load more money. You wouldn't take that lightly. I don't believe anyway.
We just had a sparring partner on who was sent home a week early that claimed Andy gave him the excuse he had got on his foot. But that's neither here nor there. Moving on with the questions.
Real quick. Why is it so hard to get a big fight for Callum Smith?
I think there'll be a big fight for Callum Smith this year. But, a lot of guys don't want to fight him as well. But there will be a big fight for Callum Smith this year for sure. He's come off the back of a great few wins in the World Boxing Super Series. He recently had the fight against John Ryder, which was a very, very close fight.
Do you think he won?
But, you'll see him in big fights this year for sure.
Do you think he won against John Ryder?
I think it could have gone either way. I think it could have gone either way. I think the scores were very wide.
All right, we're going to get back to the questions from the people. We got Dominic in Seattle who says, do you think AJ can even take a punch from Deontay Wilder or Tyson Fury, the great white hype, anymore, or is he the heavyweight version of Amir Khan? Bit brutal.
AJ's shown he can take a punch, He's in the heavyweight division, anything can happen. You look at when he took the punch off Klitschko at Wembley Stadium, but then he shouldn't have got up from. He got up, he showed what he had there. Like I say, it's the heavyweight division. People get knocked down, people get back up. It's like when Tyson Fury, when he got put down at cruiserweight all those years ago by, I can't remember his name. What was it? It was a fight in New York.
Steve Cunningham.
Many years ago. Yeah, that's right. So you then saying he can't take a punch?
That is very true. I thought he couldn't take a punch based off that Cunningham. Then I seen him get up like The Undertaker versus Wilder.
Exactly. It's fight by fight. People, they get caught by a shot. They're what, 15 stone, 16 stone, some 20 stone guys. Yeah, if someone catches you right, you may go down. That's heavyweight boxing.
Has there been any talks of Kell Brook and Amir Khan facing off finally, or is that something Amir Khan is not interested in at all?
That fight is done.
I think that's a fight that can still happen.
What?
It's later than it should have done, but I think it's a fight that could still happen.
Is Kell going to move back down to 47 for that, Frank? Because Khan's not going to fight at 54.
Yeah. Publicly, he came out very recently. He said he wants all the fights, 147, 150. He wants to win a world title at the second weight division, but he came out and said I can make 147 for the right fight.
I don't know, man. I remember videos and interviews with Eddie Hearn not wanting him to even take the Earl Spence fight and instead vacate and move up because it was difficult. But moving on to another tough question. We have Farik in Sweden says, how much media training has AJ had Because most of the time, when he speaks, it seems manufactured from the outside looking in. Is this to please sponsors?
No, he doesn't. As far as I've known him for a long time, it's just the way he is. That's the way, that's the way he comes. The way he comes across is what he is, and that's why it's natural to him, because that's the person he is. He's been doing it for, ever since the Olympics. He's been around cameras. He's just used to it. So, no, not media trained. The person you see is the person he is.
Has AJ gotten used to like all the hate? Because like me and Ned sit back and look at Canelo and Floyd and Terrence and Earl. Like all these guys get hate because these guys are at the top of the sport, and AJ is too. Has he gotten used to that like every day something new is gonna be said about him?
I guess no one ever wants to see anything bad written about them, just naturally. No one ever wants to go online and say this, that, the other, which is completely false. He understands how to deal with it. It's a natural feeling to look at something and go, that's not great, or that's not true, or that's a lie, or but he knows how to deal with it, as a lot of people in the limelight do. But I don't think it will ever be natural or something they want, but they just know how to deal with it.
Stainless in Detroit said...
Whoa.
He gets nearly as much as Eddie gets.
What was your reaction when you found out that AJ said that he had an anxiety attack before the first Ruiz fight, and were you surprised that he still went through with the fight?
Who said he had an
90 seconds.
AJ.
Yeah, he just done an interview on Sky Sports discussing anxiety and questioning like, should he go out? I think was the quote. Should I go out there or something like that?
Sky Sports podcast, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think he said. I watched that. He said, sometimes you think when you're walking to the ring, what happens if I just turn back now?
Yes.
60 seconds.
I don't think he said he had an anxiety attack.
Mike.
Okay.
All right. Stainless in Detroit.
Well, unless I haven't seen it, but I don't.
Go ahead. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, I just said unless I haven't seen it, unless you've seen something I haven't seen. But with the one I watched the other day, it just said sometimes when you're walking along and you go, I wonder what would happen if I just turn back now and say I don't want to do this. That's the part I saw.
Sky Sports definitely puts out little bits. Mike, Google it. We'll get to Stainless in Detroit says, are you going to the TBV Appreciation Night? This guy's consistent. In May in
10 seconds.
Tell him you just had a vacation in Bali. How was Bali, Frank?
Amazing. Great place. And what is that night you're talking about? But yeah, Bali was unbelievable. I'd definitely suggest all the listeners and you guys should go.
Well, the night that he is speaking of is going to be a night when our listeners get together, and it's called an appreciation night. We've done about 3, and we're thinking of doing one in DR. And 9 times out of 10, we have about a good dozen or half a dozen pretty popular fighters and or other people in the business. So he's helping me make my invites. This guy's very consistent on all our questions to our interview, people that we interview. But yes, that's what that night is.
If I'm in the US, I'll be there.
Actually, we're planning Dominican Republic this time, so it takes a bit more planning, but we will absolutely send you an invite, and if you could make it, we would love it. Moving out to Ivan Diaz, the casual bass guy, says, what perspective do you Brits have of Americans? A joke, stand-up people, weird, cool. How is America compared to the UK? Just a general life question.
I love America. I love being in America. I love American people. Everywhere is different. It's like being in the UK and looking at, you go from London to Liverpool, London to Manchester. everywhere are different types of people. So I spend a lot of time in the US, spend a lot of time in New York, go to LA often for shows, obviously. But yeah, it's great. It's great. I love the attitude out there.
Mr. Sims says, do you plan on making sure judging is a bit more fair in 2020 because it's clear Munguia, Callum Smith, and GGG all lost last year?
Look, judging's a very difficult one. We get a lot of criticism sometimes and questions. We don't pick the judges. Like we don't go out and say we want these judges for each of our fights. They're picked by either the governing bodies or the local sanctioning body, the local governing bodies. So for sure, everyone wants the best judges and the best officials working on their events. We're lucky. A lot of places we go to, we do have the best officials. But unfortunately, when it comes to judging, we don't decide what the scores are. We don't decide who's going to come and score the fights. And we're in the same position of we're fight fans as well, so we want the right decisions. So look, everyone will always work towards making sure that the sport is as fair as possible. And we'll continue to do that, but unfortunately it's not on us completely when it comes to judges and officials all the time.
We have Kels in California says, what was the reason why AJ chose the bigger ring in the Andy Ruiz rematch, and will this be a reoccurring A-side tactic moving forward?
He didn't choose a bigger ring, it was the same size ring.
What, wasn't Saudi's ring 22 feet?
It was exactly the same as what we had previously.
Carlito in the UK says, congratulations on a great night and an event in Saudi Arabia. You have a lot of experience now dealing with sanctioning bodies. So in your opinion, does AJ vacate a belt, face Pulev or Usyk?
Obviously, in AJ's mind, AJ wants to keep all the belts. He wants to eventually have that undisputed fight. So, if we can keep all the belts together, that would be ideal. If it's out of his control, then there isn't anything that can be done. But he respects the belts, and he's fought for them, he's held them, and now he's won it twice as well. He wants to keep the belts. They mean something to him. But as we've seen across a number of weight divisions, sometimes it's not always possible. But hopefully, we can work a route to make sure he keeps the belts and make an undisputed fight.
Speaking of consistency, L-Dog in New Zealand. Hey, Frank, Matchroom is currently sitting on a gold mine having signed Filip Hrgović. I'm asking you, as a die-hard heavyweight boxing fan, to put faith into Filip Hrgović. You and I both know Chisora, Hunter, Bacoli, or White will never become world champions, but Hrgović has real potential. Throw these guys to the wolves, that is Hrgović, and witness the second coming of the Klitschko era.
We're very excited about Filip Hrgović. He's a great fighter. He had a good win out in Saudi. He's going to be out again soon. Very excited for him. Huge future ahead. Good to be working with the Sowlands on him. So yeah, look, he's going to be put in those big fights, and they're going to come very quickly. So glad he's got a big fan out in New Zealand.
Wow, I mean, Jemmy has way too many. So Jemmy in Delaware gets one. Have you received any offers from King Nello's team to fight anyone under your roster? So that's Billy Joe, Andrade, Callum Smith. That's it for Matchroom that Canelo could pick from, right?
Yeah, we got a lot of possible fights for him. I know there's a lot of plans in the works for him to fight in May, and we'll be working through. Hopefully he does fight one of the Matchroom guys in his next fight. It makes sense. We all work together, Golden Boy, Dazn. But no news on that yet.
So no offer from Canelo to Matchroom?
Nothing yet.
All right. Steve in Chicago says, what do you feel was the key moment for Matchroom in 2019, and what are your goals for 2020?
2019, actually looking back on it, there was a lot of challenges that year, last year. You go throughout the year from back in late April when Jarrell Miller pulled out, was removed from the fight for AJ's big US debut. Then him finding Andy Ruiz, getting beat by Andy Ruiz. Then you had everything that went on with Dillian after his fight. It was a lot of challenges last year, but I think the pinnacle has to be finishing with December 7th with AJ getting his belts back, and not just away from the fight. What an event it was! So that was very exciting. I think 2020 aspirations, goals are just to keep building and keep developing the brand and take it to another level. More shows, more territories, and keep delivering for the fighters who are signed to us and put their trust in us. So we had a great year in 2019, but we're not the kind of people to get complacent and just go, right, let's just copy the same again. This year is about growing it, building it even further. So very excited.
Has there been any movement on making the Logan Paul and Antonio Brown fight?
Yeah, we're definitely talking about it. That's a very, very interesting fight. Something Dazn very interested in. We saw how big, when we did the first one with KSI and Logan Paul, just the numbers that reaches. So yeah, definitely something we're interested in looking at, and I think hopefully that's something we can do. I think Antonio Brown. Did you see the clips of him last night?
Yeah, yeah, I seen the clips of him. I think you got to get with the right trainer.
Yeah, it'll be interesting though with an actual athlete getting in there with Logan Paul. So let's see where we go with that.
I think Logan sleeps him. Logan did good, man. I thought he was gonna be better. I watched both fights with he and KSI. Off the first fight, I thought that he would have got the proper training and really used his attributes. He has a very good jab, and I thought he would build the right hand behind it. I'm not as confident as Shannon Briggs, but I think they can definitely match make him properly and he can get some wins. But moving on to someone in the UK that feels like me. He says, what's Eubank Sr. like behind closed doors? Has he given you the talk about treating his daughter right? I would love to know how that convo went.
He's exactly the same as what you see publicly. He's the same at home or away from that. So I get on very well with him. I'm sure, just like any father, he wants the person they're with to treat them well. So.
All right, we got Solo, who definitely has to be in the UK. He says, when will AJ versus Wilder take place? AJ shouldn't give him 50-50. Fuck out of
here. That's as I say, the undisputed fight is hopefully something we can make. Wilder's got the big fight with Fury first, but let's see what happens. They're supposed to have two fights, so the February fight and another one. But it'd be great if we can make that happen the end of this year, if not next year, early next year.
And the last one from Coach Mitty in the UK says, I see that Jake Paul versus Gibb has been added to the Andrade card in Miami. Who is the driving force behind this fight being on the card? Dazn or Matchroom? And is this a trend that will carry on? And what is the end game or vision?
After the first fight we did with Logan Paul, first time we'd really gone into that area, we saw what can be done and just the numbers it generated in terms of eyeballs around the sport. It was great for the sport, and I think it was good for bringing in a new audience. And now is our job to make sure as many of those stay as possible. And, this is part of the reason of trying to look at other things. So this fight as well, because Dazn brought in a huge audience for it, and we want to make sure we deliver and try and retain for those subscribers as well. So, it has to make sense. It has to be something that's competitive and, something people want to see. It doesn't mean we're going to do it all the time, but, if it makes sense like this one did, then we will look at it.
How many dates does Matchroom have in Saudi this year?
We're working through it. We're discussing, looking at working together. That's something that's happening at the minute, and hopefully we can get something done very soon. We love doing business out there. They're great people, and we work really well together. So let's wait and see what happens on that front.
Is there anybody other than AJ that we can see possibly going out there?
Amir Khan.
Look, I think you'll see not just in boxing, but what the Saudi Arabian government are doing within sport as a whole. They want to bring the biggest events out there, and they want to actually grow from grassroots up. So I'm sure they're very interested in working across with a number of fighters throughout the year. Like I say, they're doing it across a range of sports. So sports is a big thing, sports, entertainment, culture. They're investing very heavily in.
Is Matchroom looking at any other territories, like to possibly expand their business in 2020, like Japan or Germany or Canada?
Yeah, we launched in Spain at the end of December. We're going to do more shows there this year. Obviously, we're already in Italy, in the US. We do a show in Monaco every year, and other markets. We're looking at Germany, Canada, as you say, is definitely one, and then a few in Asia as well. So it's an exciting time for us, and we want to keep growing the brand and making sure we can offer our fighters opportunities around the world.
Well, Frank, that's all our questions, man. I want to thank you for your time. It was a pleasure, and we do thank you for taking out the time to come on the show, answer not only our question, but the people's questions as well. It was a treat. If you want to give out any social media at this time for anyone not following, you can do so. And thank you again. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Appreciate it, guys. Thanks very much for having me, and good luck with the rest of the show, and looking forward to seeing you guys this year.
All right, Frank, take it easy. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Frank Smith of Matchroom Promotions. Yes, thank you so much to Frank, and thank you to all the patrons that asked questions. That was very good. Very good and intuitive. All right, so we're setting up to super duper drive-by, all right? The amount of drive-by on this one is going to be like hyper, okay? Because we are super late. So we're giving you 25 seconds. Get that shit down. We'll be back. We got more planned. Okay, before I go out to the callers, let me just give you the schedule. Thank God that went well, right? So, not a good Monday, damn good Tuesday. So we had two good guests. We got that off the list. So mañana, Thursday, we got a big day. Still leaving that 8 o'clock. Let me see what I got. Harrison at 7:30. Tony Harrison at 7:30. Patrick Teixeira, double booked him at 7:30, but they're flexible. We'll bump him to 8. We'll leave 8:30 for Dominic Brazil. Still waiting on the, he said, yeah, he wanted to do 3. I said, look, we do 5:30. I'm waiting for that. Okay. But in the morning, we'll have Joshua Greer from Top Rank, and we'll have Dion Nicholson, stablemate of Deontay Wilder, WBC Cruiserweight Intercontinental Champion, or Youth Latino, something like that. But he's making a huge step up versus Earl Newman Jr. That's tomorrow's schedule. Friday, we got a huge schedule, double book. My man Castillo Clayton hit me up, so I said, fuck it, let's do it. We'll try and get him in early, maybe around 9:15 if we can. If not, we're going to rock out a late one. We got heavyweight Yahoo Blackwell, nicknamed Rock. All right, up and coming. Gonna be fighting for like this IBO, Intercontinental, and we giving all the prospects shine. Then we coming back with Aegis Kavalaskis. You know what I mean? Me and him been talking, and he does know English. It's perfect. It's gonna be wonderful. So we got Aegis, the mean machine, on the show. No more crab and lobster, yo. It's over. No more crab and lobster. You know what I mean? It's filet mignon now. We gotta, you know what I mean? Nah, I'm fucking with you. Yo, let's see. All right, let's go to J Mac Boomerang.
J Mac.
Steve in the UK sound like he's a pilot. That was Steve in the UK with his mic just hot. J Mac not talking all goody. CYP did the 3 minutes. Stainless went on 1. Steve in Chicago. Did we get to Steve in Chicago?
Nah.
Steve in Chicago.
Yeah, hey, I'm good, guys. Great work, great interviews. Enjoyed it. I'm good. Just keep going.
Thank you, brother, for the questions, champ. We're going out to Steve in the UK. Andy, are you okay? Are you okay?
Are you okay, Andy? How's it going, guys?
What up, champ?
What up, champ?
Great interview. I hope Frank's still listening. I just wanted to let him know that it's been me that's been emailing him, asking for a job. So I will continue to do so until he gives me one. And that's all I want to say, guys. Have a great day.
All right. Should have put that in Patreon. He would have heard that first hand.
Yep.
Dropping the ball. Measly $3 would have got that shit direct.
Man, you gotta be
it would have got direct. Oh, man.
Got to connect.
They don't even know. They don't even know.
I do need a coffee getter. You know what I'm saying? Come on in, bro.
Yo, and remember, Frank started. You gotta
started.
listen. You gotta put that Patreon question next time like that. Like, Frank, I'm willing to do what you did for Eddie.
Exactly.
I go get your mail.
Wash your
I go
car.
buy your groceries. Wash your car. Walk your dog. Let me get in the door. You know what I'm saying? We going out to Mastermind NO and the NO.
What up, NO?
NO, you been listening? Because if you ain't been listening, we on super duper hyper drive by.
You heard me? You might want your boomerang back to back.
Man, you always underwater, champ. I'm telling you, it got to be the Bluetooth, man. If you just graduated to iPhone, he probably ain't even gonna sound like this over an iPhone.
Man, get some iPods, nigga, some AirPods, nigga, you be good.
He needs some iPhone headphones.
You want your boomerang back to back?
Yeah, look, check this out. Everybody hit the thumbs up. I'm out, you heard me?
Oh, man, we done scared you. On my bad, champ.
Damn,
you
champ,
just sound
man.
like he's like gargling water.
Like Aquaman.
Yeah, we going out to Stoneless. Stoneless, what the fuck? That's a combination of stainless and stone bone, baby. Yo, we going to Stone Bone Boxing. Talk to us, baby. Those the bloopers, live bloopers.
That nigga put you like a nigga Goku and Vegeta together.
That was dope right there. Ness on his rhyme and shit. He been watching them battle raps. He getting ready. he's about to blaze me. He's ready to go off on me. Man, shout out to Shakur, man. He making Newark look good, man. Y'all need to stay behind him. Stop all of this bullshit target hating. He ain't ducking Warrington. He was calling out Warrington before he even had a belt. So stop it with the nonsense.
And Warrington told him to get a belt. Bruh,
right.
The thing
Got
is,
the belt and
listen, that's what I'm saying about UK fans. You know, we hate them because they love boxing and they love their fans so much. So that's what a UK fan does. Even though they country's smaller than ours, they could still make our champions feel their presence. It's only them. It's only them saying that bullshit. We all know Warrington told him to go get a belt. He told him go get a belt.
What's good though is I'm glad he understands them hating only make him bigger, make the fight bigger. So when he go win that belt, you know what I mean, it's real big. You know what I mean? So I'll catch y'all on the next show.
Stone Bone, thanks for calling in. We got Trey.
What's going on, Trey?
To this day, just listening, all right? Going once, twice. Boomerang Stainless.
Yo, man, good interviews, man. you got to start telling what that TBV fan appreciation party is. Shakur ain't say nah. He just said he
Bruh,
ain't know what it was.
But this is the thing. I was gonna say we got to talk off air because we ain't even like decide yet, right? So I ain't send no invite. So don't no fighters know because I ain't send no invite. Cause we got to get the core people to
That's how we
decide
get
first.
it. That's how we get it sizzling though. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
I
We
hear
keep
you.
on bringing it up. You know what I'm saying? That's why I keep. You know what I'm saying? I got real questions, but that's all I want to know right now. Am I gonna see you at the appreciation party? So we know we going. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else don't show up, then they just miss out. You feel me? But that's all I got. Please make sure you push that thumbs up. Share this in every episode of the Boxing Voice podcast. It's TBV for life. And if you ain't on Patreon, it's because you stupid. And shout out to El Camino. Peace.
No, come on, man, talk to me.
What's good? What's good, man? Look, I'm still back. I'm on this road. That's why
Nah,
my
you
internet
good, you
bad.
good, you good.
All right, look, I don't even know what we talking about, dog. I'm just calling in. I'm calling in to kick it this morning, you hear me?
How you ain't been listening to the show, bruh?
Say, dog, I had bad connection. I'm trying to tell you, dog.
Damn.
Know what I'm saying? What we talking about, Joshua? What we talking about?
I mean, we was talking about Dillian Whyte saying that AJ will never be the same, but then we had Shakur Stevenson and Frank Smith from Matchroom on the show as well as guests.
Damn, I missed all that shit. Damn.
Yeah.
Right,
you asked the question for
go back.
Shakur. You asked the question for Shakur. I asked it for you. Asked the Gary Russell question. He had a lot of. You gonna have to press rewind, champ. He had a lot of Gary answers for you because you ain't the only one to ask that. So it was a lot of Gary smoke. All the smoke.
So we're gonna get that fight.
All the smoke. Then. Oh, I mean, you're gonna have to listen, man. That's how you know.
All right. That was Zam. Today. Shout out to Shakur for coming on the show and asking the questions like a real champ. You dig? I'm saying you got to give him his props for that, dog. Everybody ain't doing that. Shout out to Shakur. You dig? Hope you keep doing your thing.
For sure, man.
TBV. Everybody, the thumbs up, man. I'm up.
I want to say this, right? So the only question that I didn't answer or ask word for word was Dom's question, right? Like, damn, bro, like, can we at
Dom
least...
is the motherfucking Moses. Gutter is butter.
Yeah, but it's like...
I know.
Yeah, but it ain't about being gutter because it's
I
like,
know,
bruh,
it's like the wording.
Can we get the fucking guest back on? And I wasn't about to say this anyway to him, like,
What's the question?
Do you think AJ can take a big punch from the big black bat? Yo, no homo right there. Like, why you even writing that? When has Wilder ever said, I'm the big black bat? Get your porn star thinking name ass out of here, bro. I don't want to ask no questions like that, bro. No, I don't want to ask questions like that. Come on, bro. First of all, I want my guest to return. And secondly, I'm definitely not about to be talking about possibly another man's dick. Like, what the fuck, man? My man crazy with his question, bruh. Rail in New Mexico.
My man went to dick after talk.
Yeah. I mean, with the big black bat? He said, he ain't even used the word punch, bro. He said, do you think AJ could take, he did say punch. He said, do you think AJ could take the big punch from the big black bat Deontay Wilder? Come on, bruh. The fuck? He want him not to come on. He want him to think that we into some weird shit over here, man. Like, go ahead, bro. I apologize.
Nah, that was some gay shit, though. But I just want to say thanks to Shakur Stevenson for coming on. He answered my Patreon question. Appreciate you, champ. Thanks for them words. I also wanted to say that when Don from Seattle asked his Patreon question, I ain't like the response he got. He compared it to Klitschko, and we know Klitschko power don't compare to no Wilder type of power. And I put my Patreon question for the promoter. I forgot his name, the UK promoter.
Frank Smith?
My question. Yeah, Frank Smith. I put it in like 30 minutes ago. It didn't get answered. I don't know if y'all ever saw it.
Nah, but probably. Let me see.
I just put it up.
Nah, because I would have had to refresh while we was doing it, and I never did. Let me see. I'll refresh now, but it's too late. You should have hit me, bro. You should have hit me like, yo, refresh or something. Anybody. See, and this was out for 3 weeks, though. Y'all got to scroll down. If you don't have the Patreon app, get the Patreon. It's absolutely free. It's on Android. It's on iPhone. It's free. And no, it's free. Download it. Drop your question. It's free. I mean, NL did ask one, but you probably have been doing it from a computer for no reason. And, you're better off. Yeah, you put it 43 minutes ago, Chan. And so did Rue. Actually, Rue slid in before you, but yeah, we didn't see that. I mean, you guys had a lot of time, though. This was like 3 weeks ago.
Still, it was overall a great interview. And my only thing was, do he think AJ ever gonna be the same after getting knocked down by Ruiz for 4 rounds? I mean 4 times, and Wilder never got knocked down. How do we feel like AJ the A side? You know what I'm saying? Let's be real. Wilder never got dead like that.
Yeah, but knockdowns ain't got nothing to do with being the A side. But real man, thanks for calling in. We got Majid in Florida. Oh my God, I gotta go.
Majid in Ohio. What up, homie?
Yeah. Majid, going once, just listening. All right, there you go.
Yo, what up, man? What's this show about, real quick?
I mean, we had Shakur Stevenson and Frank Smith from Matchroom on, and we was talking about Dillian Whyte and the fact that he feels AJ will never be the same again after that loss.
Oh, okay, all right. So, shout out to 973. That's where I was born, and I feel like Dillian Whyte, what he's saying, if everybody going grasp on to when he talking about Wilder, like all that shit true, it shouldn't be far-fetched that what he's saying about Joshua is the same. And I believe that, we already know what Joshua's problems is, but yeah, we know he chinny and he's suspect, so it is what it is. And shout out to the Boxing Voice. Everybody like the video and join Patreon. And I'm in Florida chilling. That's all I got, man.
Majid, thanks for calling in. Smart money. Just listening, going once, twice. Next GTO Instagram.
Yo, smart money here, bro. I was just listening, but I had to say something. Who the fuck is the big black bat?
Yo, you gotta ask Mr. PBC that shit.
What the fuck?
He need to get a new intro, Mr. Big Black Bat.
But yeah, that's done. Mike, peace out, man.
All right, man. Yo, Nest GTO, Instagram and Twitter. Catch us on the next one. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel right here at youtube.com/The Boxing Voice. And subscribe to the backup channel because we might get flagged today because of Dom and his crazy question about big black bats at youtube.com/Nesta Gibbs.
Yo, follow me on IG at Gross1911 or on Twitter at Gross2312. Big ups to Frank Smith and big ups to Shakur Stevenson for coming on the show. And will AJ ever be the same AJ we seen before? No, it's called evolution, man. Everybody evolves. Follow me on YouTube too at Mike on Sports. Peace out.
Peace.